people. Let me make sure levels are right, because I took a whole day off streaming. Jesus. That's not normal. I forget how to do this. 1 second. There we go. Chat's pulled up. Hello, everyone who tuned in immediately. Oh, lights off. Boom. There we go. You can see me in my horrible wet hair state. Curly hair is not easy. I don't enjoy it. Whoa, wait. Someone said something in chat. I don't see it in the live chat, but I see it on the OBS overlay. What's up with that? Hold up 1 second. Let me, Oh, there we go. We updated. Oh, Terry. We got an effing rock. Boy, did we. Yeah. So, I woke up today to this spoiler, and then also we just got a new spoiler like an hour ago. But, even better than that, we have my spoiler right here. And I can't show you the card, but I can live react to the card. I'm either going to throw up, or I'm going to just start dancing with excitement. I'm pretty excited. We're going to hold this. We're going to hold this until we get some more people in the stream. But I can't believe it. It actually showed up so quick. Like normally, you know, it's UPS, it's international, it might take a while. No, they're no joke. They shipped it like 2 days ago, and it's here already. So that's pretty insane. It's considered extremely urgent because I'm a VIP in LSS's mind. Look at that. Yeah, we got a rock though. And actually, this rock is really deeply exciting. I'm a big fan of this rock. LSS just keeps giving us brutes the old runaround. We'll see. We'll see. I'm going to open my card. Will it be a meme? Will it be the real deal? Will it be a shadow talented card? Oh my god, there's so many questions. I don't know. I'll at least know the answer. Okay. My local brute player is still excited for rock. Yes, I'm actually still excited for rock. I really am. So, in going over the new stuff that's come out since last stream, because I did take yesterday off, Sandra just, she had a long day. We wanted a break, and it was nice to just hang out instead of stream late at night. So it was a good afternoon. But anyway, what has come out since the last stream? We do have the rock. We do have rock, and I love that it's even misspelled. It kind of boils my blood a bit because every time I drive past a Chick-fil-A and like any one of their, or I guess not Chick-fil-A, but any one of their signs, like all their signage here in the US is all about like cows misspelling these like pleas for people to eat chicken instead of cow. It's a little odd. But every sign you see is like horribly misspelled. And I get it. It's supposed to be like, you know, it's funny. It's a joke to begin with. Like cows can't talk. I understand. But it always did bother me that like, what, in this fantasy world where Chick-fil-A is like pleading for people to eat chicken instead of cows, the cows can't be educated? Like, what's up with that? Why do the cows have to be dumb? Like, come on. So anyway, this reminds me of that. It's just rock, and it's misspelled. I assume we pronounce it the same as rock. It is a rock, as it says down here. But it's a really fascinating card. And the first time I read it, I totally misunderstood the ability. Because it says once per turn, action, a blue, attack. Or rather, 3 resources. Activate rock only if you have no cards in hand. And activate rock means declare as an attack. So you do have to like attack and then pitch. So you can't just have 1 card in hand, pitch for it, and then it works. It does not function that way. Instead, you need to have literally nothing in your hand. Nothing. And then you can activate rock. Now, how are you going to pay for it? There's a couple of really interesting combinations of cards. I mean, the easiest one to think of, right? And it's why it's in the thumbnail. Or wait, oh no, it's not in the thumbnail. The thumbnail is bad beats. The easiest combination of cards. Oh wait, let's just look at cards. I can't believe it. I'm on Fabray, but I'm looking stuff up on FabDB. I'm a mess. Deep blue. This is obviously the easiest route. 1 card in hand, deep blue, now you rock. Pretty easy. Now, it's once per game, so are you really putting this in to get a once per game effect out of your weapon? Maybe in Blitz. And actually, check this out. For Clash. For Clash, remember, you can run any rarity weapons. Whoa. Check this out. This combo, legit. It's a Clash playable combo. That's good stuff. But there are more I don't know, like, consistent ways, but there's more, like, properly constructed ways you can pull it off. Obviously, Energy Potion. This is a very easy one. Imagine you have the Levia curve of playing, or it doesn't have to be Levia curve, any of the go again brute stuff, right? Like you play Pulping, you play like Dread Screamer, whatever. You pitch a blue for it, you have one floating, you got no cards in your hand, crack E-Pot, you rock. That's pretty nuts. Because in theory, that's 2 cards for 13. That's now like the best rate Brute really can pretend they have. But you do have to have an E-Pot in play, right? So it's not exactly as easy as like, oh, I just drew a blue and Pulping, I can rock. No, you do have to have an E-Pot. Then the other combo is, of course, Tunic. Tunic is another very easy way to make this happen, and it's why Rhinar might actually make this card pretty playable. I don't know about pretty playable, but playable, because anytime you have your go again cards, you can just overpitch a red then a blue. Then you'll have 2 floating. And then you can Tunic for the 3rd resource and rock. Right, that one's like pretty obvious. I think that one's very easy. The issue being there's pretty much like no way to add like the pummel game plan to that kind of curve. Like if you're using your Tunic for rock, it's also really hard to pummel rock because you'd need another E-Pot in play and like the pummel in arsenal. So it's a little strange. Also, roll a 6 on Barkbone. Oh. Someone's got it. Roro Bear feels the brute way. This is how it was intended, I think. Just roll a 6 on Barkbone. And then trigger Skull Crushers. And then roll or swing with rock for 8. Oh, pummel can't be played on rock anyway. Oh, yes, because it is a rock. True. Can't pummel a rock. That's fair. It is rock type. True. We're dipping into Pokemon. Might poach some new players at least. That'd be funny. Now, the other way, and this way is quite fascinating. Talisman of Recompense, right? Same deal as an E-Pot. And this one is more playable because this is something I legitimately was playing in Levia for a bit. It's a yellow, which is totally fine. It has go again, totally fine. And it works the same way as like an E-Pot would when you overpitch to leave floating. So if you had like Talisman of Recompense in play, you play your go again card, like Dread Screamer, you can double pitch red, and all of a sudden Talisman will trigger. You have it floating for your rock to follow up. So I think that works, right? Like you can overpitch, even if Talisman is trying to trigger. I think you can. But that's a pretty cool way to do it. Pretty cool way to do it. Oh no, you wouldn't overpitch double red, would you? You'd pitch 2 red, you gain 3. No, you'd have to pitch like a red and a blue, or red and a yellow, red and a blue, whatever. But Talisman is just a more playable version of E-Pot. At least from what I've tried in Levia. E-Pot's fine, but just the go again on a yellow is pretty cool. Pretty cool. You don't have to risk scabs. You don't have to waste a go again card to then drop E-Pot. You don't have to hope you pray and draw E-Pot early game and then just drop it with your action point. So, you know, we might see that. Now, I keep saying Levia. I don't think Levia is really the deck that's going to use rock. This is definitely more of like a Rhinar type build because you can't commit your entire strategy to swinging rock and also worrying about turning off Blood Debt. That's pretty extreme. You start adding layers of things you need to pull off. So you might see this in Rhinar for sure. Funny enough, the other deck I could totally see it in is KO. Because KO doesn't really use his weapons in any particular way. Like you can run Blood Rush with Claws. You can run Club just to have like 1 card hands. But now you can just add like a way to, I had kind of a bad turn. Well, with a little bit of setup, or maybe just a deep blue hand, all of a sudden, boom, you still have 7, and you don't have to roll to get that kind of number off. So I don't know, it could be a KO card. Oh, Cracker, what have you been putting in your deck list? I'd love to know. So that's rock. I actually quite like it. I quite like it. I love that rock is even a type of weapon. That's so cool. Will we see small rocks, like 2-handed rocks? I don't know. Or like a sling and a rock? Wow, man. This is getting crazy. For Brute, I include Fighting Spirit and Slogism Pummels. Ooh. Slogism Pummels. That is going quite tall. But honestly, going tall, not a bad meta call. Not a bad meta call. Just go tall. It does work. Seasoned Savior. This one was revealed by Team Covenant. Oh, I'm getting a phone call. 1 second. What's up, hon? Hello? I'm on stream.
Oh, I was gonna
See,
say,
I'm on stream.
can you put the chicken out
Can I what?
the freezer?
The chicken out of the
The
freezer?
chicken out the freezer.
Yes, yes, I can. Got you.
Okay,
All right, bye. See you later.
bye.
Okay. Oonga boonga. Well, Season Savior, this one was revealed by Team Covenant. And, I quite like this one. Because the more shields they add, the more likelihood there is that maybe they feel okay to start suspending the other shields. Not saying, like, the other shields are broken, but when there's just more Guardian shields in the game, maybe the outcry wouldn't be too insane if they actually started saying, okay, like, let's actually suspend Stalagmite and Blitz or something like that, right? That would all of a sudden be okay, because now you have more options and people wouldn't cry about it as much. People would still cry, but so that's actually why I'm most excited about this card, funny enough. But it is interesting. It's got this mechanic that only functions with really one card right now, which they also spoiled in Reinforced Steel, which actually breaks tradition a bit, because they spoiled this card basically just so people don't like crap on this card as much, right? They showed us a little bit of what could start to interact with Season Savior. So that's cool, I guess. Reinforced Steel. I think these aren't the official... Are they the official yellow and blue? I mean, we can all just... Oh, no. So someone's actually got it backwards. Yeah, this is what I thought. The yellow should say with 2 or less base. The blue should say with 1 or less base. So they are backwards. No go again on the Reinforce. Yeah, so you can't like high roll start of the game and just, oh, I drew double Reinforce. Now I completely fixed my Season Savior. That doesn't work. I'm fine with that. But even seeing this turn 1, if you're like legitimately running this as a Guardian, the 2-cost curve fits the whole like, oh, I'm just going to make a Seismic or whatever with your floating. If they spoiled a card to prevent people from dumping on a card, they need to do that for Battle Axe too. No. I'm convinced Battle Axe is future-proofing. I don't think it's really meant to pop off this set, but as soon as we see like the Belittle dude as a hero, this kind of card is going to make a lot of sense, because Belittle, searching that blue in like a warrior deck, I mean, you just have the resource dump right here for your weapon. It makes sense, and the Belittle dude does hold an axe, so I think it'll just come in the future. Not every card needs to be good right now, right? Not every card needs to be good. What else was spoiled since last stream? Oh, we got Sap. Sap is interesting. I didn't know they'd be adding this many keywords into the game in one set, because now we've got like Ponder Token, Aim Token, Surge. I guess that's not that many, is it? It's still 3 new keywords in a supplemental, which is a little odd, because you can't assume that there's too many of like Surge effects coming out in Wizard, because not that many cards come out for a specific class. Like, what, like 8 cards come out or something? So Surge might be kind of like an awkward keyword for now, but maybe we'll see more support. And it's basically like a Crush, but for Wizard, which is cool. I mean, in a way, this kind of effect was already a thing with like Chain Lightning, or not Chain Lightning, Sonic Boom. There were cards that did care about how much damage it's dealt, but this is actually just printed straight on. The weird part is this energy counter thing is not super relevant right now. Like, energy counters are like a Tunic thing. They're an Alluvian Constellus thing. Is that it? Is that all energy counters? If I search energy counter, does it come up? I think it's just Alluvian and Tunic. Yeah. So that's like a future-proofing thing as well. I think Sap is Tunic. It's kind of a big deal, but, you know, they could just respond with that Tunic resource for Arcane Barrier. So what's going to happen there? Oh, and Overpower. Oh, thank you, Vlad. Yes. So already 4 new keywords. I thought there was one more card. Oh yeah, the Sandscour Greatbow. This one's really hype. I'm excited for this. Not because I want Azalea to be playable. I don't want that hero to be around, because she, unfortunately, I think the Levia matchup is actually very favored for Levia, but she can also just draw her red sleep darts at like the perfect time with buff cards, and there's not much you can do. And that feels really bad, because there's almost no effort to pull that off. They just draw it in the right order, because it's very much a first cycle type of game. And that's really not fun. But if Azalea is playable across the board, sure, good thing. I just don't want to see it as much. Sandscour Greatbow, once per turn action, costs 1. Look at the top card of your deck. You may put an arrow from your hand or the top of your deck face up into your arsenal. Go again. The huge benefit here, obviously, is it can be from top of deck. Now, I'm not... Oh, yes, Card Guys revealed that. Yes, we'll look at that in a second. I'm not an Azalea aficionado. I've played Azalea, I think, once. And funny enough, it was against... I played Azalea once, and it was against Dozer when he was playing Dromai. And it might even be on his channel. I'm not entirely sure. But he played Dromai, I played Azalea. It was like a very early brew. And I did win. And I don't know how. I really think I didn't read a single card in Azalea. It was terrible. But yes, you can put the top card of your deck into your arsenal. So that's just straight card advantage. Really, really good for Ranger, because Ranger is a card-intensive class. Very much so. And then the aim counter is something we don't know about. And my guess on what an aim counter is, I feel like they're very careful with Ranger. Aim counter might literally be that it can only be played next turn, or something like that. Like you're aiming, right? You're taking a turn to aim, and then you can shoot. And that would almost make sense, where it's like, this puts a... Wait, no, that wouldn't make sense, because how would you attack then? Because you would still need to reload another arrow to shoot at that turn, which you wouldn't really be able to do. Alright, maybe that's not what it is. No. That can't be what it is. That'd be too clunky. But in my head, that's what aim kind of meant, is take a second to actually, you know, shoot it, and then maybe it gains like a +1 if you took a turn to shoot it. Something like that. We'll see. That can't be what it is, though. That just wouldn't work. And then we've got the ninja chess piece. Best part of the new bow is New Horizons and Azalea can be spice. Yes, that is true. However, people were saying that Heartbone or Crossbone, what is it called? The Skullbone Crosswrap still is just such a strong effect, right? It's an opt effect. It's an opt effect, and that stuff is really good for guaranteeing that there's an arrow on top of your deck. All right, card reveals. Let me pull up the Blazon Yoroi. Here we go. Blazon Yoroi. This one's really cool. I think a lot of people are calling it trash. That was definitely like the first reaction everyone had to this. However, as someone who uses their chess piece strictly for defense, you know, Husk, pretty good card. This is such a sideboard card. Like, I love it. It's not ever going to be what you build around as a ninja player, but it's just a sideboard piece that can actually be very relevant against another ninja, for one. Does any other class really go 4 or higher? Like, kind of Dromai sometimes, but that matchup should be fine for you. You'd want Tunic anyway. So right now, it's pretty much like for a ninja mirror. And giving it +4 actually does make it cover 5, which is pretty relevant for completely eating like a lava burst coming in, a snatch that's got its +1 from Blaze Headlong, or not Blaze Headlong, from Mounting Anger. Like 5 is quite good. 5 is a lot of life to protect. Oh, Boost Mech. Boost Mech also can. Axis Dory. Yep. Blue Pitch, Unworldly Bellow, Rock for Levia. Blue Pitch, Unworldly Bellow, Rock. Oh, I see. Oh, you're talking back about Rock? Alright, well, the issue with Blue Pitch, Unworldly Bellow, right, is you only have 2 floating. And then you need to spend like a Tunic resource, right, to get the 3 back for Rock. But then, yep, plus Tunic. But Unworldly Bellow does not buff Rock. That's the entire... buff weapons. That's the entire problem with Hexagore, is Unworldly Bellow is like the perfect curve piece for Hexagore, except it doesn't buff weapons. So sure, you could do that in Levia, but like, what are you doing? You're wasting a card to turn off Blood Debt. You're using your tuning resource to then swing 7. It's not quite good enough. I really don't think this is going to be a Levia card, but like I said, KO and Rhinar will be good. Okay, and on the topic of spoilers, we have 50 people in the chat, so I'm going to go ahead and open this. Now, I can't show you the card, but I can live react to the card and maybe tell you one thing about it. But this is like the first time ever. This is the first time ever that I have not just like opened the spoiler as soon as I've gotten it. Normally I'm so excited about these things, but I wanted to wait. Here we go. Legend Story Studios. Let's see it. I gotta hope my cat doesn't like jump up. If my cat jumps up, knocks the camera, and you see the card, I think I get fired. Is what's gotta happen. Alright. Here we go. It should be only on this side. Okay, here we go. Alright, let's see. I'm gonna react to it, and you guys will see what it is on November 1st. Alright, I can't see it yet. I'm gonna zoom in. I won't even mouth read it because you guys are. I won't even read it silently. You guys could read my lips. Let's see. Uh-huh. Okay, legitimately, I can't even see the art. It's so dark. Uh-huh. Wow, yeah, that is a very dark card. Interesting. Can barely see the art. One second. There's a lot to process. Okay, not gonna lie, this is insane. This is actually so good. Holy shit. This is so good. I'm not even kidding. Whoa. Alright, we are going to very much like this card. We are really gonna like this card. There's a lot that is good about this card. Holy. Let me just make sure I'm soaking this in correctly. I don't want to lie to you. Oh yeah, okay, yep, busted. That's pretty sick. Alright, you guys will see on November 1st. That's an exciting one. Holy. Okay. Yeah. We're gonna smile for the rest of the stream now. That's pretty intense. Okay. Blaze and Roy, I think we're caught up on all this. Cool. Alright, people. Yeah, oh no, it's good? Yeah, well, look, if you guys have to wait another, like 2 weeks or whatever, 1, 2, 3 weeks basically to see it, let me tell you, it's worth it. That's gonna be worth it. That is very much a defining card for Brute. That is gonna be huge. Okay, let's see. Clark says, "Are you blitzing or CCing?" I don't know. Normally, we just kind of play some games. Most people really don't like Blitz, and everyone tunes out. So we can just jump into a very quick me Dromai, you Phi. Oh, I'm fine with that. Let's get a Phi game in. We're probably gonna lose a bunch of people because no one likes Phi, but I've been meaning to try out this new Phi list. Peter, is that his name? The dude who won Battle Hardened Dallas. He had a very nice Phi list. Here it is. Very nice Phi list. Download the deck here. Perfect. Copy. Oops. All right. Hopefully, oh yeah, this way. Oh, someone already found the game. Okay, that's fine. I still want to play a game with this deck. I still do. We'll do competitive CC because I don't suck at Phi, right? I think I caught up. Did he just say defining card for Brute? Oh, oops. Maybe. Yeah, this guy, hey, plug for whatever this stands for, PTH TCG. They're small, but this dude did just win Battle Hardened Dallas and actually quite enjoy the deck. Very quick, crisp. He definitely has some hot takes on some Phi cards, but I follow it. His logic's all right. And yeah, I think he was even undefeated, right? I'm pretty sure. I don't think he dropped an entire game at Battle Hardened Dallas. So I enjoyed that deck tech. It was a good one. If you care about Phi at all. Which maybe you don't. Maybe you don't. Not everyone cares about Phi. He's a tilter. When you just watch him kind of ignore you and dump his hand. Alright, this will be at least a thinking game for us here as the Phi player. We like that. Alright, so this point in time, we do still assume Oldhim is the aggressive build. So we will still take Flame Scale. Not the Fatigue. Against Oldhim, what did he say? I think he said put in all the E-Pots. I'm pretty sure. Wait, why does this one count as sideboard? That shouldn't be sideboard. I'm pretty sure he said put in all the E-Pots. He also said he's a huge fan of going above 60. Like most games, he will just run it above 60, which is interesting. But his reason behind that is he actually has 3 Flamecall Awakenings, but only 1 extra Phoenix Flame in the deck. So when you dilute your deck, the cards pretty much all still do the same thing. But what you're doing is not concentrating your deck as much to draw the multiple Rise at the same time and the Flame Calls at the same time. So okay, that makes sense enough, I guess. But 67 is a lot. I feel like he probably doesn't go that high. I'm only going to put 2 epots in. And I'm only going to put 2 salt wounds in. And we'll just run at 65. Alright. Good luck, have fun. Sure. Yeah, because we have the epots in, actually... God, you never really know. Depends how aggressive he is. I kind of want to go first these days, because the Oldhim can just start with such a huge dominate. So we'll go first. I'm not about it. Is your cat sniffing your electrical box in the background? Oh, do you hear that? No, it's like a water fountain. Wow, you can hear that? That's very far away. And on top of that, there's supposed to be a noise gate on. Okay, well, so we are pretty glad we went first, because this hand is unplayable. So in reality, we'll just filter out to Searing and Arsenal Blaze Headlong. Sounds pretty good. Sounds pretty good to me. Oh, above the couch? Oh, was she really? Yeah, there is like a... That is like the electrical box, or whatever it's called. Oh, oops. Let me turn on my fancy cursor that some of you will cringe at. But, you know, we gotta make it more legible for the stream. What color fits? I really like the dark red. That's what I've been using. All right. Pass. Just got in. I'm assuming you talked at length about Rock. Yes. I started the stream with these spoiler discussions. Yep. That's good. Good enough. All right. He starts with the channel. That's not fun, but he did take 3 to do it, and that's all right with me. All right, so threatening another frostbite. In that case, we can kind of just ignore this. It's just 4 damage. We make our turn pretty low rate, but at least we play out this, which would cost 2. This, which would cost 2. Oh, but then we're stuck with the Phoenix. That's not great in that case. I guess maybe we just don't need the Flame Call then. I really wanted to play it out, but it just won't work, because if we take this, then this is going to cost us 2. This would cost us 2, and at that point we're already looking at these, so we wouldn't be able to play out the Phoenix. So I think we'll just block here then, and go ahead pitch the Spreading Flames back into the deck. Just swing Ember Blade. That's fine. We could also try to hold the Spreading Flames, but since we're only swinging 3, he might even get to stick channel, so not too keen to do that. Especially since we only have 1 Phoenix set up. This card would be a lot better to play if we had the Flame Call in Arsenal. So maybe that would have been slightly better, but nope. We'll swing 3. Okay, he uses Crown very aggressively early. I'm totally fine with this. I mean, we're still at 40, so this game is definitely going to go a lot longer than just this turn cycle, for sure. And he uses an equipment piece that could otherwise block for like Assault the Wound turn or something, or for just a, you know, normal hit effect. So, all right, and then it's a Spinal, and he can't Tunic, or he can't pummel this Spinal. He's not even sticking the channel here. Interesting. So, I mean, I guess he just had too many reds and he tried to cycle a red out. Okay. Huh. Well, in our case, our turn does fall apart a bit, but we can look to just return Blaze Headlong, Arsenal Spreading Flames. Sounds pretty good. Save some HP. It's a lot of reds to lose, though. And the other problem with doing it this way is we might get ice reacted and not be able to set Spreading Flames. So I'm okay with, you know, I'm okay with actually sacking some HP just to play around the ice react a bit, because it's only 2 life. So we'll do this. That's fine. And then we just blaze. Easy. Well, we haven't had like a huge fight turn yet, but that's fine. We haven't also bled that much life out, so can't be too upset with how it's working. Okay, and then we arsenal the spreading flames. Not great. We drew all reds. He draws another spinal. So all these block 2. Very annoying. Very annoying. It's a lot of reds to lose. But we do it. So that we at least return 3. Just 3. Whew. Strange trades. Strange trades so far. Pass. Alright, he tomes. It's a 5-card hand that he made 3 surges with. And he sifts. Whoa. Big deal turn. Maybe he just doesn't have a good attack after that, though. That'd be kind of funny. Oh, he sifts again. Boy, is he digging. That is 8 seismic surges. What are you going to do with that? A pulverize? I guess. Coolest Oldhim deck. Funny enough, Oldhim decks right now are very aggressive. They are just more aggro than ever before. And I'm not sure this is like the right way to build it as an aggro deck, but it makes sense. He just goes for the 7, so it's no hit effect here. So we are free to take that. Really not bad. I mean, he made 8 seismic surges, but for a 5-card hand, he didn't really present that much damage. So we're fine with that. All right, we can even play through the Stalagmite pretty easily here because we'd rather pitch into spreading and mounting anyway. So I do want to show him the spreading first so that he thinks, so he maybe pitches in Stalagmite so he thinks that he stops the searing and messes up our curve. I do prefer that first. 9 sift gamer. Alright, he doesn't go for that. Cool, that landed. In that case, we can then go with the mounting. Wasn't going to get buffed regardless. He goes for the Stalagmite here. This is very fine. We have the one floating. We weren't going to do anything with it anyway. Alright, we go for the Blaze. Really not the most impressive turn. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. So we go the Blaze. Then the Phoenix, and then the Rising. So we could look to mask actually, because it would be 7 this turn. Okay. This is another breakpoint at least, and he doesn't have armor. If mask deals 7, it's very much worth it. And he's an aggro Oldhim, so we don't have to be super scared of like having to set up the triple Art of War mask play late game. So I'm actually pretty okay to do this. Yes, let's go ahead. Pull out the Lava Burst. 7 damage, feels pretty good. He definitely wanted to keep this hand. He's trying to be aggressive with it. So actually our hand, oh, okay, Tear Asunder. That's terrifying. That's a little terrifying. Not like this hand was going to be super aggressively oriented. Oh, okay. Tear Asunder, Pulverize. Well, that is most likely what the deck was trying to do, and it did do it. That's okay, so we block 2 life, and then we just E-Pot. And that's not that bad. It's a lot of damage, though, you know. But sure, we save 2 life, it's the best we can do. We discard these 2. We play an E-Pot. And that's all. That's all we can do. E-Pot's pretty lucky in that kind of hand, though, because it's not like we could do anything else, really. We could have also taken an extra 2 damage to go for Arsenal there as well. That was actually worth it. We could have taken 2 damage. That's not bad. That is definitely incorrect. Did he fuse this? He did fuse it with Channel Lake. And we drew the Phoenix Flame. Unfortunate. Man, this hand sucks. I'm kind of okay with just the off turn then. But the off turn means he just plays Channel Lake for free. But our hand does not really deal damage. Like our hand deals 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Arsenal double strike. And we're taking 8 to do it. That's okay. Is it okay? No, because then we also have to face through 2 frostbites, right? That's how this works. If it was fused... Oh no, just not if it was fused. If it hits a hero until the end of the next turn, whenever they activate an ability, create a frostbite. Activate an ability, so that's already looking at frostbite from Searing, frostbite from the Phoenix. So I guess we can just pitch this Phoenix back in, but then we don't have a starter. Oof, Lord, this is bad. So I guess we'll just go for the double strike turn. We could just do that. We block here, we gain 1 frostbite, and then we just go for double strike, Searing. That's okay. I'm okay with that. That at least pushes the Shiko, right? So we'll just do this. If he actually stalagmites, it's not the biggest deal for us to pitch in the Phoenix either. Swing. Alright. Well, that was scary. Not gonna lie. Yeah, pulverize for 15. It's a big deal. I'm glad we snuck in our damage with Mask when we could, though. He definitely keeps his hand to try to set up Whale, is what it looks like. Arsenal Phoenix. Ooh, man. If he doesn't play the channel here, this hand's nuts. Please don't play the channel here. Please just somehow miss an ice card. Please. That'd be so big. So big. He can't have that much concentration of ice. He's got like 9 sift, it looks like. I mean, look at this. At least 4. We see red, yellow, blue. I mean, it's... Okay, he does play it out. Oof. Oh, but it's only that. I mean, that's still a big deal. That is still a big deal for us to get through. This now costs 2, this costs 1. So that's already looking at our entire blue here. That costs 1 as well. Not great. So in that case, we can... Well, we definitely want to play out the Phoenix Flame. We want to Arsenal the Spreading Flame. So we do want to play out all these cards. This one costing 1. This one costing 1. Phoenix at that point costs 2, but then to play it costs another 2 as well. So it might just be Brand, Weapon, Phoenix. That could be it. If he stalagmites, then I'm kind of happy for it. Like, our turn can just end. It's not a good turn. It's not a good turn anyway. Alright, he blocks 3. Cool. It's fine. He reacts with an ice. I'm actually totally fine with this as well. Go ahead, just get this out of here. And then we'll just play out the Phoenix. And then just Arsenal Spreading Flame. And that's fine. That's fine. I don't want to fight too hard for this turn. It's not that good. Oh, and he does this anyway. Huge overcommittal of resources on his end. Our turn was dead. Our turn was dead anyway. I really like this. I really, really like this. Beautiful. Oh, man. E-Pot? All he's doing is E-Strike? I think we win. We should just win. It's a 5. He chose draw a card, so he's going to snaps it and then try to Winter's Wail, most likely. So the 5 we take. Unless he runs Razor. If he runs Razor, good for him. Hello? Lag check. Lag check. Sometimes it freezes if you don't type something. Here comes... Whoa! A Snow Under. Oh man, that I did not call. I thought it would really just be a whale there. Okay. This is still definitely fine. Still fine. We didn't need the Soaring Strike. We didn't need it. So we can just do this, go to 2. And then our turn is still spreading, mounting, spreading, sword, phoenix. That's probably, I mean, that's good enough. Or no, do we want to keep the soaring over the spreading? What's the spreading going to do? The spreading is going to do, no, the spreading will do +2 this turn because it'll hit searing and the phoenix. So it is better than the soaring. Okay, yeah, we'll do this. All right. And here we go. If he ice reacts, I'd rather him ice react the spreading flame. So we'll lead with this one. Oh boy. I don't... Oh, okay. He is gonna ice react. That's fine. We can lose this one. All that really means is... no, yeah, we still... that definitely did hurt. I mean, we'll still do it this way because we can at least pay for the Phoenix and then Cracky Pot for the sword for 4. Still a big deal. And if he lets this through, then, you know, we just react right now with the Phoenix anyway. So, the buff is live. Rock plus roll plus tunic counter. Yes, the Rolling Thunder. I actually didn't mention Rolling Thunder, but that is something you can do, right? Which in theory it rolls a 6. It gets +1 from Skull Crushers because you bet you're running that, right? You bet you're running that. Sure, we can react right now. Banish? Play? Yeah, you bet you're running that. That's a greed deck. If you're running, like, Rock, that's just how it's built, right? And so, yeah, you can pitch a blue for a roll, hit a 6, which is then +7, and then swing Rock off Tunic for 14. That's pretty good. That's pretty fun. Yeah, I'm still gonna do it. If we push him to 2, that is definitely scary zone for him, for sure. So the swing feels a bit worth it here. I think he should have definitely blocked with these on the what was this one? Mounting Anger. Because there was a chance I'm threatening to make him block with those anyway. So might as well sack it because they block 3 more than... They block 3 effectively because they take away the +1. Alright. We got him to 4. He wails and we have a sink. It's pretty nice. Yep, so we definitely will sink. Huh. Do we actually care about... I mean, we should sink the Art of War, right? Because if it's like another 0, then we just pop off that way. Yeah. So it should be a sink on the Art of War. Okay, that's good. That's what we wanted. Nice, nice, nice. We do have to do this, which is, you know, mildly susceptible to Ice React, but nothing we can do. Where's the Ice React? He doesn't have it. That's pretty huge. That's pretty huge. Searing. And this is when Phi is just repetitive as hell. Repetitive. So what we can do here, since the Phoenix doesn't threaten lethal, is just Arsenal the Phoenix. Because we have another one for next turn, and that's how we can push more damage and actually end the game. So I will go ahead and do that. We don't have Shuko anyway to worry about spreading those buffs. Okay. Not the most exciting turn by any stretch of the imagination. But it's a functional turn. So we'll lead with the... Yeah, it should be this, I guess. This can turn the double strike. Yeah, because if he Ice Reacts, we're just putting the Sync on top anyway. So ideally, we're just Brand, make this Draconic into Phoenix. This pitches for Searing, and we get the next Phoenix Slam anyway. And we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. Not amazing. That's what we'll do. And if he doesn't Ice React, then Sync and Arsenal is totally fine. Man, Phi is actually way more boring than I remember. This is mindlessly boring. We'll go back to something more exciting. I just wanted to try this Phi list, and you know what? It doesn't feel any different than like any other Phi. I'm not gonna lie. It's just Phi. Not much spice you can add. It's just Phi. Yeah, that did eat too, so we will get the Sync in Arsenal at least. We haven't played any Art of Wars yet, so that's coming. Rhinar, smash with Big Rock. I don't think the Epot route is viable personally, but I'm super... Oh, Epot for Rock? Yeah, well, you know, I definitely enjoy Epot in Levia for the Bravo matchup specifically, but it is kind of a clunky card. Like, you can love it. It definitely has its moments. But the issue is always going to be when you draw it. If you draw it early game, it feels amazing. I mean, there's like no cost in having it. Just block, fill your graveyard, play out Epot. If you see it at any other point in the game, you pretty much have to roll scabs to drop it as you want. Because if you block out and then try to drop Epot mid-game, you're probably taking Blood Debt to do that. If you're spending a go again to then drop Epot, your damage was not that good in that case. And you do still need to present healthy damage. So, I don't know how Rhinar plays Epot compared to Levia, but that's always the balancing act, is what phase of the game you really get to play that card. Alright, we got double Rise. We can... Oh, and we have Snap still? Okay, this hand's pretty good. Pretty good. We'll still Sync away one Rise, though. We'll still Sync away a Rise. Because they're not adding any breakpoints on just the Phoenix right here. The Phoenix will just be base 3. So we'll get rid of that. And it's Assault. Okay, it's totally fine too. Totally fine. Just play Knick-Knack, Bric-a-Brac, and tutor it. I've tried Knick-Knack, Bric-a-Brac in Levia. Legitimately. It's not very good. But hey, you see it turn 0. Then it's good. That's the case for most of those funny cards. Like the Epot, the Nourishing, the Knick-Knack. They feel great turn 0. Knick-Knack's just an extra way to guarantee you find the Epot turn 0, to be fair. To be fair. Man, we can get really greedy and just Snatch right now and Snaps it, because we could then draw a Draconic that's better for the Rise. And... oh, well, no, he's at 1, so there's no way it would hit anyway. That's no fun. No way it could hit anyway. Sure. I mean, there should just be enough to win this game, though, here. It's too many breakpoints for him. Poor guy. Snaps. Earth React. Okay, that would do it. That does cover it up. Still should be enough, though, here. Because what is he going to do when I then throw one more Snatch at him? Unless that's a Defense React in Arsenal. Oh, sorry, dude. It's kind of boring. It is, like, legitimately kind of boring to play this deck again. It was hype before, when I legitimately thought that, like, you know, playing him at Nats was going to be worth it. But it wasn't. It was kind of like this. The games are just like a little bit boring. GG's. So we're not going to do that again. We're not going to do that again. Goodbye, Phi. Rise Snap? No, it doesn't buff Snap. Or Rise does not buff. Rise Snap for 7? Do you mean Snatch? Because you can't actually buff Snatch with Rise. It only affects Ninja or Draconic. That's it. Okay, well, that was boring as hell. So let's do a Levia game instead. Levia is fun. Levia is fun, but we still do need to spice it up. I do need to start like dedicating way more time into playing Blitz. I'm not sure everyone's going to enjoy that, but for Worlds, legitimately, I need to put a lot more time into Blitz. Because I already know I'm playing Levia in CC. I don't think there's a question. Like, I'm absolutely playing Levia at Worlds. But in Blitz, I'm not quite sure I want to play Levia. Not quite sure. Yep, we won't touch anything. This is totally fine. Always interesting against a Lexi. I think you can get punished either way. Like, if I go first and just don't have anything to swing with, or anything more than 6 to swing with, then he still just gets to load an arrow and go into his turn 1 with an arrow in arsenal. If I go second, then that guarantees that for no punish, he gets to go ahead and set stuff in arsenal and lead into his turn 1. I think I'm going to try going second still, though. I'm going to try that. Because even if he gets like his good setup turn, he will then not want to block. And so even if all I do is swing 6, I'll at least be ahead on damage. Well, he starts with a channel. That's one way to do it. That's one way to make me hurt. Yeah, okay, well, that wasn't great. That was not what we wanted out of his turn 0. Especially since we can't even swing 7. Alright, well, now we know. You just never know. You draw a hand that sometimes says you should have gone first. You draw a hand that sometimes says you should have gone second. And this was definitely a you should have gone first hand. Very much so. Yikes. Now we could like really force it, right? And banish this out. Say +1, swing Graveling for 8 and Arsenal. And that would be damage at least. So I think that is the route we kind of have to go down. I can't just swing a Claw. Like, that's just not allowed here. That is just not going to be allowed. Alright, cool. And then we'll swing out the Graveling for 8. And we will Arsenal Dread Screamer and call that fine. Problem is we did ramp into a singular Blood Debt. Okay. He starts with a 3 of a kind, though. So all of a sudden we're staring down a large hand. What can he do with these kinds of hands, though? That's always the Ranger question. Now, he definitely will get Channel to stick, so that's the first thing we need to worry about. The worrying part about that is... Oh, no way. Wait, what just happened? Okay, he undid? Jesus. Thought he just ended turn. That would have been awful. I think she's a pretty good spot in Blitz with Wizards neutered now. Sure. She can be. She just has, like, any one of her little hiccups is exacerbated in Blitz is the problem. You really have no recovery. So, yeah, you can play her to good results, but you can also just have complete non-games. You can have a Fridge, but that does nothing if you have, like, 2 do-nothing hands for 2 turns in a row. Which, I mean, that's, like, barely a valid complaint, because it's Blitz, so any deck can... If they just kind of potato, they do just feel awful. That is any deck in Blitz. But when it happens in Levia, I personally feel exceptionally bad. Like, just so much worse. Because you just should not have those situations come up as often as they do. They just shouldn't happen. But then they happen like twice in one game, and that's just the tilt. It just hits you. So unfortunately, this card doesn't block. So through a channel, we will not get to swing it. So ideally we'd want to hold this, but then what are we doing with the Deadwood? Pretty much nothing. So I'm fine to overblock on here just so he doesn't get an extra shot off. I think it's fine. Because our turn might just be Dread Screamer, Arsenal, Deadwood. It's not the worst. We do nothing with Go again, but it at least throws some pressure his way. Arsenal's a card that we couldn't block with anyway. Yeah, I mean, but that's just my problem with Blitz overall, I guess. It's not really like a Levia thing. It just hurts even worse when it's Levia that happens to, right, Pentegarth? Because, like, you just know there's so many other hands in that deck that just win you the game, but you just draw the ones that don't let you play the game. And for Levia, it feels worse, and Blitz is already, like, so tilting for me that I just hate combining those things together. Man, so he drew double red Bolt and Shot. We can't even fully respect and block with everything. So it's a little odd, but we could go ahead and crown away the Rumbler. Just if we're committing to full blocking this turn, since we can't do anything through the channel really anyway. This is a very greedy use because it's not preventing like a real interactive hit effect. But at the same time, like, our hand was do nothing. And this at least buys us some extra HP. Granted, we draw a block card. I don't love that. I just like don't know how many arrows he legitimately drew. But at this point, whatever he reloads wouldn't actually have Go again, right? Unless it's another Bolt and Shot. So if he does reload one more card... Oh, but it wouldn't have to be an arrow is the other issue. Oh, he can't reload anyway. Oh my god, I suck. I suck at playing into this deck. You can't reload when there's a card in Arsenal. Oh, man. All right. Well, we threw. We threw. We didn't have to block that way on the first link. I always forget that. Because you just think intuitively, oh, yeah, he can reload. But he can't. Because how New Horizons works. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Ranger. Why have to be so clunky that you expect me to, like, think you're not a clunky deck? And that's not fair. That is not fair. Is he not even sticking channel? He's not even sticking channel. Well, that's terrific then. Wow. All right. We're fine with this. I really thought that turn was going to be way worse. Never mind. We suck. Now we do get to play the Deadwood. Fantastic. We discarded a Boneyard. We might as well turn off our own Blood Debt here just to save one extra life. I'm fine with that. Come in for 7. Cool. We're in it. We understand how to play against Ranger now. I think I'd do that every game. Every single game, I mess that up and then read the card and then realize, ah, yeah, I just suck. But then I do it every game. Let me just go ahead and look at my spoiler card again and start dreaming of the Dynasty meta. Ah. Yes. Oh yes, I can't wait to put 3 of you in my deck. Oops, only 3 of you. What does that mean? It's a Majestic? Uh-oh. I guess that was probably, that was probably assumed. Man, the art is actually so freaking dark. It's very hard to see. I'm sure it's pretty. Okay, let's see. Does he take the 7? Oh, wow. Well, we drew 4 go-agains in a singular hand. That's not great. Not much we can do with those. He pitched a red. Okay, maybe it was the wrong card. He pitched a yellow. Loaded a Frazzle. Gives it go again. Did he fuse it? He refused it with Lightning Press. Okay, so it's just like a damage turn. Looks like just a damage turn, not really a control turn. So with our hand, we don't hate just swinging for 12 and arsenaling a card. He's going to deal 6 here, 25 plus maybe 3, 22 plus maybe this. So we're not actually under husk range right now. So we don't care about these. We shouldn't care. Oh, I guess I didn't count the +1 that this would give to this, but even so, we should be fine. We should be fine. I was hoping it'd be an equipment. Now, all the fancy equipment, I wouldn't be surprised if the only equipment in the set is what's getting spoiled as, like, the throne room pieces. That kind of just makes sense. Because the throne room pieces also come as, like, base majestics, right? What did he just do? Oh, he played a Winter's Bite. Oh, I'll discard a card. Wait, do we know what this is? This is a lightning press, right? So we can't actually fuse this. So actually, I do want to discard a card. Go ahead, fill the graveyard a little bit. So yeah, in that case, our turn just is 9 damage because it'll be Dread Screamer Claw. But Dread Screamer Claw, nothing too wrong with that. It's 9 damage, reset a new Dread Screamer. Should be fine. And just to be clear, it still gets the +1, right? Even, that's so funky because the chain is closed. Whenever attack would deal damage this turn. Jeez. How strange. So we're looking at 6, which is 19, even +3. Won't break Husk. So we don't need to block this. But next turn is definitely our Husk turn because he's going to have Lightning Press in Arsenal regardless. We don't mind how this is mathing out. But we haven't seen a really playable Blood Rush or Art of War hand yet. So we're hoping that's what we draw into next turn, because we're definitely using our equipment. Okay, he blocks. That's always a good sign for us. It means his hand is not quite playable. He probably drew like an extra blue that he doesn't need. Okay, he's blocks with another one. Yikes. Can't be good for him. Okay, reveals the Lightning Press. He plays a Hypothermia. Whoa. That's actually very relevant. Attacks I control can't gain Go Again. The issue is nothing has base Go Again. So do I get insanely greedy and just scabs? That'd be... I mean, that is the insane greed move here, but if it hits, then Hypothermia just did nothing, right? And I mean, we shouldn't do that, though, because we can still swing at least 7 through the Hypothermia. Oh, God, I want to, though. Ooh, I want to. Rock is a throne room piece. I can't play it today. It's not... It's coming in Dynasty, come on. Greed? You want the greed? You want the greed? We'll greed. Please don't be a 1. Okay, rolled a 3. Alright, we're same then. It's all the same. So in that case, we'll go ahead and get rid of some of our non-blocks here. The Wild Ride and the Deadwood. Actually, the unfortunate... Well, no, because we actually care about our blue more than the fact that it's a non-block, because we will need to keep cards regardless. So you can just play this. Just play this. 7 damage off of 5 cards. That's the rate I think we're all looking for in this game. When you start to look at 7 damage off of 5 cards, all of a sudden all the hoops you have to jump through for Rock look pretty good. Because it's 7 damage off of 0 cards. Not really, but you get it. You get it. Alright, they block again. They still have 5 cards. Ooh, Blood Rush. Alright, perfect. Beautiful hand, beautiful hand. What happened here? If Ice Storm is fused, your next arrow gain... Oh, wait, let's pull this back up. If Ice Storm was fused, he didn't fuse it, though. He didn't fuse it. Okay, so we don't actually care. It's just +3. Who cares? Alright, let's stop reading that paragraph. It's not Yu-Gi-Oh! Alright, well, this is really not bad for us at all. He revealed a Polar Blast, so I would assume if he's really trying to mess with our turn, he will Shock Charmers with that Polar Blast instead of set an Arsenal. We can go ahead and block 9, just to force the Lightning Press out, which, Like, I mean, I don't hate it. If he plays it this turn, we have double blue to pay through it anyway. So I think this is really fine, but at least this forces it out. Instead of on a turn where the hit effect would be more relevant. So, it's cool with me. Especially if he pitches the Polar Blast to the Shock Charmers, we should just start to roll the game. Because we'll only take 4 damage and have our Blood Rush turn. And our Blood Rush will deal at least, what, like 13? Maybe not looking at the full 18. Last night I rolled up to a 7-man Blitz Armory with KO for fun. 2 other locals also decided it was night for KO. Hey, at least you all had Gambler's Gloves, right? At least you all could re-roll each other's 6s into 6s. Yeah, there's a KO player at my local armory. And, yep, okay, there it goes. Does he pay for it, though? He doesn't. Okay, that's totally fine. Totally fine with me. We will have 3 misses, though. Oh, that's actually quite significant. Oh, okay, so for once, Skull Crushers would have been better than... Iron Rot. But actually, Skull Crushers would have been better than Iron Rot on that turn we rolled. Because, hey, if we hit the 5 or 6, that would have been +1. Oh, we lost the blue. That's alright. That's alright. Well, little unfortunate, because we can either make our turn just 13 damage by pitching here and then mark the beast, or we can go ahead Dread Screamer, but the chances Dread Screamer misses are actually... I mean, there's more misses than hits. But that would let us then swing for... what's math real quick? 13, 17, and reset Arsenal. So it's a 4 more damage turn. I think it's worth it. I will attempt it. I will attempt it. Okay, we did turn off Blood Debt. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. We're also going to Arsenal the Mark the Beast, because we didn't play, but we saw all 3 of our Dread Screamers, right? We pitched 1, we played 2 reds, so keeping the Graveling in Arsenal is really only live for the Art of Wars, which, granted, are still in the deck. But, not too sure we'd really get to play them through, depending on how controlling his hands are. Art of War sometimes has to be your pitch card, and it'll be our pitch card for Mark the Beast to at least turn off Blood Debt, so... And Mark the Beast is still totally fine on Art of War turn 2. Yeah, I think this is mildly better. We might even be forced to block out anyway with Crown through Arsenal, so we just don't know. But I got matched into both other KOs round 1 and 2. First game, neither of us rolled 5 or 6 for KO. I won because I found my Blood Rush Bellows earlier. Second game, I swung for 16, 15, 16, 3 turns in a row. Yeah. That's gotta feel pretty good. I mean, it's not like LSS can pretend that KO was for anything else. KO was quite literally for just showing up, having fun, high rolling, and also just accepting some games are unplayable. But what I want to see is someone who's very like anti-blitz roll up to the World Championship and just play KO for all the blitz rounds. That'd be hilarious. If someone's like, man, this format really is nothing but high roll, and so they just roll up with a KO deck and just try to prove it. Alright, we did draw the Art of War. We did draw the Art of War. Interesting. Yeah, you can have Dominate. I'm not paying for that. Actually, it was probably better for the Graveling then. Not knowing we drew Art of War though, but just in general because we knew we were going to play through a Frostbite. Because he had the Polar Blast in Arsenal that we saw off the fuse. Probably was better. Alright. It definitely gets, you know, scarier here. Because we're almost at the point where... Oh, it's just an Endless Arrow turn? That's not that bad. This is really not that bad. So we can hopefully just shrug off this turn of damage. And then we just present lethal and he dies. Because yes, it's going to be a lot of damage, but it's not forcing any interaction. It's not like he coupled this with Chilling Ice Vein or or the, what's the other one? Blizzard Bolt or whatever. So if he just keeps throwing Endless Arrow, Sure, that's like 12 damage. But it's really not a big deal, because we're going to present lethal, and then as soon as Ranger's down to a must-block type of hand, they just can't do anything. So, I think this is fine. I mean, it's definitely greedy. Like, I could block 4 here. But if he's planning on me blocking 4, then he had another arrow anyway. So it's really not that big a deal. And him keeping cards for Arsenal when he probably has to block with New Horizon next turn. Also not super concerned about it. Yeah, I mean, we don't die to anything but like Lightning Press, Shock Charmers on the 3rd swing. Which, to be fair, he could have, so we should probably throw at least like 1 equipment in front of it. But then he could just double Shock Charmers, right? Be the same thing. Alright, there's the first Lightning Press. That one doesn't super matter. He could have another Lightning Press. He plays a Pulse. Oh boy. Alright, well now we are getting into must block range. It's really not the biggest deal though. Alright, so it comes in for 8. So we do need to block, unfortunately, with a real card, but it's not that awful. Because we can block like this. We go to 1. We know he can't Shock Charmers because that's a red. We go to 1. We swing 12. He keeps Endless Arrow in Arsenal. We have Crown up. Yeah. The other option is we instead hold Scabs. We Crown here. Cycle out the Mark of the Beast because it's really not the most important card here. I think I'm a little bit bigger fan of that, actually. Now that we know this is what we'll end up doing, we can instead go to 2. We mark. Yeah, we'll do this. Get that out of there. Okay. Cool. So Hungering Slaughter Beast still playable. Exact same thing as Mark, basically. Go to 2. Now we play our Art of War. Go again, banish. Oh, Doomsday. Beautiful. Beautiful. Now, unfortunately, that means... Oh, no, we have to pitch this anyway. Okay. So we actually do want to cast the Doomsday first just to clear the misses, because we have 1, 2, 3, 4 misses. So it does, put our cards a little face up here, but that's fine. We do just want to clear them. 1, 2, 3, we left 3. It's alright. We do come in for 12, we stick Blasmo. Should be fine. I always miss the beginning of your streams. What are you testing today? Well, we tried to play a Fi game, and I was starting to fall asleep. It was very boring. Which is unfortunate because, like, it is in theory, like, new Fi list. It's what won the Battle Hardened Dallas. It's got, like, triple E-Pot. I was interested to try it. But nope, it kind of just does the same thing as Fi always does. Which is just, like, draw hands that do the same thing. And, set up your arsenal a little bit to feel pretty unfair. But I did beat an Oldhim. Granted, it was like a Sift Oldhim, aggro Oldhim, without playing a single Art of War. So that just kind of sums up Fi. Sometimes you get the games like that. Not that interesting. Alright. Yeah, this is a huge Blasmo. I don't think there's any way he comes back. Like, there just isn't. Just does not come back from this, because now he's under Reckless Lock for the rest of the game, unless he tosses in Tunic. We will not miss Blooded again because of Blasmo. Ally is huge there. I agree. I do agree. We still have double Blood Rush in the deck. We still have double Art of War. He goes to 2. We can quite literally just sit on Reckless and win. Oh, we drew a Blood Rush hand. Okay, he still does swing Endless Arrow. That makes a lot of sense. That does actually make a lot of sense. Now, unfortunately, this hand doesn't block super well. I mean, we're still going to do it this way so that we can swing this in, swing Blasmo, Arsenal, Pulping. But we're going to lose our Blood Rush, and we could just miss. That'd be crazy if we just miss. I hope it doesn't happen. Alright, we didn't miss. We hit 2 of the misses. Beautiful. Nothing we can do about that anyway. And actually hitting 2 is perfect because now this goes to Graveyard and we sit at 2 misses and we're just totally fine. We are just totally fine. Oh, Levia, I enjoy your games so much more than any other hero. You sweet thing. I feel like I've played against this guy before. His name's a dead man, and I've made that joke before that, yep, he is a dead man this game. Wow, how original. What great commentary I'm adding. But yeah, I mean, legitimately, we're just in the spot now where Ranger just can't really win anymore. They need too many cards to claw themselves back into a position where I'll be under threat of blocking. Like, they're going to block with 2 cards here. They're going to then probably throw back 5. Is most likely... Okay, so they block like this. Wow, so they can't even throw back 5. And now they can't do much. They can Arsenal this, try to build into one more turn where they get to keep their hand, but we have a go again in Arsenal. So we feel pretty good. We feel pretty good. We also... He did have the Lightning Press, as we saw, on that Endless Arrow turn, which is kind of the reason I decided to eat it that entirety from the beginning, but there was definitely an argument to just trying to at least block 4 on the first Endless Arrow, because we were forced to block with the card regardless. I just didn't math out that he had Pulse, because Pulse was the one card that actually did make us block with a card that turn, so we might as well have tried to block the Endless Arrow. Otherwise, I think this game's been pretty clean. Just, it is what it is. Levia for Worlds, 1000%. Like, literally 0 doubt. 0 doubt. I've got a better win rate with Levia right now than I've ever had in my life. And this playstyle of Levia is very hard to interact with, which is a little unfortunate. It's not the Levia that I love. I love more mid-range Levia with recursion, but this is just full aggro Levia, and it's actually, like, it's in quite a good spot right now. Very impressed. Very impressed with it. You can see the full deck and discussion I had with Vasily, the top 4 Nats player, who brought this kind of build back on my YouTube channel. Any reason to play Ironrod over Skull Crushers? Yeah, just Graveyard Fill, which maybe isn't a good enough reason, honestly. Maybe that's not a good enough reason, because Skull Crushers was actually mildly better this game, because the Ironrod put us at exactly 3 misses. And that's no fun, but there's definitely games where giving that +1 in Graveyard is all you need to basically never be under threat of missing Graveyard again. Because this version has a lot of proactive Graveyard fill, with like the Pulpings, the Wild Rides, the Blood Rush, the Art of Wars, the Swing Bigs, the Rouse, like, there's a lot that fills the Graveyard. And we drew another Art of War. Nice. So, yeah. So, what was I saying? So, yes, sometimes, like, all you need to really smooth it over is the extra +1 in Graveyard, which you can get from Crown for sure. But Crown you don't necessarily want to use just as Graveyard fill, so that's why I was throwing in Iron Rot. But Iron Rot isn't for every matchup, it's for when the hit effect matchups threaten more than what potentially +2 would give. Because you can run Goliath for sure, you can run Gamblers for sure, but against an aggro matchup, you never want to plan on Scabs, like you'll never keep a hand to try to use Scabs. That's just very bad play. So this should normally be Goliath in like a super aggro matchup. But with the hit effects added, blocking 1 life with Iron Rot can be worth more than the Goliath would give you offensively. Because, you know, +2 on your end is not going to force cards out of them. It's just raw damage. But a hit effect deck, blocking 1 extra from equipment, can potentially save you an entire card from hand in reverse. So that's the thought on it there. Enough stalling, though. Sorry, poor guy. I will end your misery. So we should just win if it doesn't really matter which one I banish here, because this is coming in for 7, this is 6, and those are enough breakpoints. But just for the fun of it, I will banish this one. Because, yeah, it's cheaper to play out, and it would actually maybe let us work in Pulping as well for fun. which we can now do. But it doesn't matter because we do just win here. We do just win here. I'm still going to do it, though. It's for fun, like I said. All right, dominate. GG's. GG's. All right, that was pretty good. Yeah, we were at 2, but like we really weren't worried about too much going on that game. His 3 of a kind turn, where he didn't get to stick channel, that's huge. Nothing we do about that though. Like it's just up to his draws. We didn't do anything about that. It's just how his deck drew, and it was just beneficial for us because that's how it worked out. Huge 3 of a kind. Channel doesn't stick though, and that's sometimes Ranger for you. That is sometimes Ranger for you. But that was cool. Good game. Oh, we are 2-0. Sorry, we are 2-0. Let me drop that in. 2-0. You know, we'd probably be like 5-0 by now if we had this card in our deck. If we had this card in our deck, I think we'd be like 5-0 right now. It's that good. It is that good. Let me look at the art a bit better. Okay. Yeah. That really is one of the darkest card arts I've ever seen. It is so... It's like Necria level. Like, you really can't see much about what's going on here. So that's a little unfortunate, because you know how I like to full foil my Levia decks. And most of our foils don't look that good already, which is unfortunate. Okay, let's play one more of Levia. Then we might spice it up after that. Ooh, it's another Rhinar. Hi. Hi. Good luck, have fun. He would also like my card. Gambler's this. We don't need to change anything. We are good to go. We are good to go. Oh, we're on Mark now? This honestly looks really interesting. Yeah, I mean, Mark was always a card that was good alongside 6 Graveling Growl and Blood Rush. Like, that alone was actually quite a good combination because it opens up Graveling to basically be a Boneyard play where you get to go blue, blue, 1 cost. So that was always something that was pretty good. It only gets better if you jam in like the heavy pulping and wild ride lines, though. It's a bit random because you don't know if you'll discard it, obviously. But when it comes up, it comes up. Rouse the Ancients. Yes. Yes, it is quite literally go again .deck. It's pretty effective. Like, it really is. When are you spoiling your card? November 1st. It says in the rolling scroll, I think. I can't wait to see it living on that opium. When do you get to spoil the card? November 1st. November 1st. In time to enhance the reflections of the picture frames. Reflection in glasses screen cap. Sending to a specialist. Oh my god. Alright. Mildly unfortunate. We take 1 damage. Not the biggest deal though. We don't mind blocking with those and keeping the Blood Rush, obviously. What we don't like is this. We can force it. We can force the Blood Rush, but that feels pretty awful. The thing is though, on a Blood Rush hand like this, if we pitch here, discard, draw, blue, blue, the best we can even do is claw, swing, no arsenal. That really is bad, but the next best play is just claw. Also really, really bad. We might just play out the Blood Rush strictly because it draws us closer to our next big play though, and that I don't mind. That I don't mind. Okay, this is fine. We'll get our 13 damage turn off. Or actually 14. This is a 7. What am I talking about? And we at least got closer to the next big play. So it worked out. It worked out. If you had to rate the card as better or worse than Swing Big, what would be your take? Let's see here. Swing Big is pretty insane. Swing Big is hard to complain about. This card wouldn't slot in as easily as Swing Big to every Brute deck. But it has way more highs than Swing Big. And it is truly Levia oriented. It would work in either, but it has Levia perks that are beyond what it does for Rhinar. That's all I can say. That's all I can say. Okay, well, this hand sucks. Oh, that's funny. It ticks up our blood debt, even though this isn't a real blood debt card. I'm actually kind of keen to try to roll scabs on this kind of hand, because if it hits, we actually get a 12 damage turn. If we don't, then we just arsenal the Graveling. It's no big deal. But actually, we shouldn't block this. We just shouldn't block that. That's wrong. Because if he does, like, barraging something, we do want to at least be able to turn it off. Blocks more damage. So it must have something to do with Banish. Bill's Graveyard. Sounds like November 1st is Brute Day. So my spoiler is too. Oh, really? That does sound... Oh, shoot. Alright, we got insanely punished for not blocking there, because he didn't actually swing with another card. So we definitely roll scabs here. We rolled a 4. Now, the way priority works is not coded correctly, as I did learn. He broke his gamblers for that? Oh, that's pretty crazy. No, I'm not gonna roll gamblers. That's fine. You can have that. So in that case, we might as well swing with Wrecker Romp, because it is more damage. We take 1 more damage, but I'd rather swing 1 more, quite honestly. We could kind of leave it up to 50-50 on Beast Within to turn off Blood Debt, but what are we doing with that extra draw card, right? Nothing. So we'll just go ahead, pitch it. We take 1 Blood Debt, whatever. We Arsenal Boneyard. Good card, good card. I think that works out okay. The weird part about this card is I really don't know how you start to fit everything you want into a deck, because it was really the blue base that had the most flex slots. Like, the blue base in Brute is where it needed help. But maybe that's just not how they want the class to be. Maybe they just really don't want blues to be that easy. Okay, well, he intimed this away, so the easiest line we have then is just Dread, Rouse, Boneyard, but that's a 6 clear, which we don't really want. But that's what him banishing Dread already lets us do, and then we Arsenal Pulping. Oh no, actually, the line is better because we can just Pulping into the Boneyard. Because the Pulping's from hand, Boneyard's an Arsenal, so that is safe. So we can block with the Endless Maw. Endless Maw is not going to be playable here, and then we just eat the rest of his damage. We keep this regardless. So we do this just in case there's more Intims coming. It's fine. Tunic, CNC. Interesting. Okay, well, I'm actually totally fine. Ooh, honestly, we could just Husk, right? There's really not hit effects in Brute, and we don't want to get rid of this Boneyard. So I'm actually totally okay to Husk here. That is a-okay with me. He can't pummel it, so it's pretty safe to do so. We can Crown on potentially a CNC pummel, so it would get more use there. This could be a D-React, though, because he didn't play it out. And if it's a D-React, it's really going to hurt our Pulping. But it's incredibly risky to go for Dread Screamer into Boneyard. That's a 12 clear. And we're only at 2 blood debt, so I actually am going to risk it this way. Let's see. If it's a D-React, good, well played on his end. It doesn't look like it, though. Alright, nice. And then what's our graveyard look like? We've got 1, 2 misses, so we will close the chain. Just because this could potentially hit 0 blood debt. It didn't. It hit 3 blood debt. That's fine. Still a 12 damage turn off of 3 cards and Arsenal Dread Screamer. Really good turn for us. And we're already insanely ahead on damage, which is kind of how this matchup goes. Like, I feel bad for the Rhinars in this matchup. They have to get really lucky to just be ahead, because we just have more damage than them. That's just what Levia has. More damage, more defense. That's just it. That's just it. So, all the times they intimidate, the only times it really comes up are like when you needed to fill graveyard, but if you have your graveyard fill happen in the early phase of the game, you don't have to worry about that too much. Clean husk value. What constitutes a miss? A miss in the graveyard means a non-6. So like this is a non-6. It does not count for Levia's ability to turn off Blood Debt. And it doesn't count for the things like Dread Screamer or Endless Maw to gain their ability. So that's what I say when I'm counting a miss in the graveyard. It's anything that's not a 6. So there's 3 things to look at in the graveyard. There are misses, like this. There are 6s that are not Blood Debt cards. And then there's Blood Debt 6s. And in a perfect world, your banishes would be 2 misses and a non-Blood Debt 6 every turn. That would be insane. Now, you can't build a deck to work that way, because all your good attacks, well, some of your good attacks, are just the Blood Debt cards. So they will end up in graveyard, and you will end up banishing them. There are minor payoffs to banishing the Blood Debt cards, such as Doomsday. Doomsday, I don't know if you were around for that Ranger game, but Doomsday is just insane. If you get Doomsday on curve to just drop it right on the first cycle when you have 6 Blood Debt cards, you are sticking a 6 attack, 6 health ally that turns off Blood Debt every turn. It's insane. That is a really good payoff card. Like, really, really good payoff card. Only issue being is the other payoff card for having heavy Blood Debt is Hexagore, and Hexagore is hard to play for, I would say. It's just not the most efficient damage a Levi deck can build for. And so, unless you're running it for straight theme, which I totally get, you just shouldn't actually play Hexagore if you're trying to deal damage and beat like a control deck. The most damage you get is still out of Blood Rush, still out of Claws. And there's even the side benefit that like Pulping and Wild Ride turn on the Claws, whereas early game Hexagore just wouldn't actually do anything. And that's the issue. Now, I specifically took Hexagore to the Pro Tour to counter Oldhim specifically, because Fatigue Oldhim is something that Hexagore does shine against. It is quite a good card in that matchup, specifically. But you can also just throw in Deep Rooted Evil into any Levia deck, and it's almost Hexagore. That's the crazy part, is Hexagore costs 2 to swing 6, but it takes your weapon slot. Whereas you can just throw in Deep Rooted Evil into your deck, and it's a 3 for 6, but it also recurs through the graveyard and gives you an extra 6 all the time. And it doesn't eat your weapon slot, so yeah, it's just kind of how it goes. Okay, so we have another 12 damage hand here. The only issue being is if we lead with like the Wild Ride, discard our yellow, we might not be able to pay for it, so I'm more inclined to go Art of War first, just say +1. We will just say +1 and banish to draw, because we know for sure. Oh, okay. Didn't expect that. I was hoping for one more resource card, but honestly, it's fine. This hand still pays for a 14 damage turn. We could get really greedy and try to go Wild Ride, discard Beast Within. That'd be the greediest line possible. Oh, I'm almost down with it. Because even if it misses, Beast Within still pays for the Dread Screamer. There's more of an upside, actually. The only downside is if we straight miss, but we did still at least play Art of War to turn off Blood Debt. So I'm here for it. And we did hit. We're good at the game! We're good at the game! I mean, okay, it's not like that was that much of a high roll. That's like, that quite literally made sense. We didn't just pray and get lucky. Like that literally made sense because we were pitching the red anyway for a 12 damage turn. So there was just strict upside in doing that first. So yes, it feels bad on the receiving end, but that was just the right line regardless. Yeah. I'm so happy Brute got some spoiler cards. Unga Bunga Nation. Would you spoiler happen to be a blue pitch 6 attack? I can't say whether it is or not, but I've definitely alluded to the fact that maybe it's not quite that card. That's all. I hate to say it that way. Not to dash your hopes. But all I can say is it's most likely not that kind of card. This is even more damage too, because we don't have to waste the Dread Screamer. This is now 8 damage off the back of that. Insane. Insane. Alright, we're going to close the chain again because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 non-blood debts. If we close, there's now one more non-blood debt. And we can go ahead and not ramp up our blood debt, which is exactly what happened. We stay at 6. 6 is the happy number. 6 is what makes Doomsday playable. So you don't really need to be keen to ramp blood debt specifically once you hit 6. This was really kind of the most nuts turn, because we've got another go again heading into next turn. I think every time I discard Beast Within, I'm going to have flashbacks to my game versus Pablo. I don't think I've ever gotten as lucky with Beast Withins as I did that game. Once again, I can't say whether I won or lost, but I'll just say that. I really hope that game is fun to watch. Playing it was stressful as hell. You know how good Pablo is? He played the best strategy possible as a Viserai into Levia. He was absolutely correct. It was incredible to like have someone who doesn't even play that matchup just figure it out. It was nuts. All right, we're one card inefficient. No big deal. No big deal. Is the video from the Pablo show match out? No, it'll be out this Friday. I think it's out this Friday. I know they start releasing them this Friday. Oh, hey, look, Rouse is playable. That's pretty funny. What did you know? Rouse is playable. Although, funny enough, I don't even think I want to play Rouse because it doesn't have a great follow-up because we can't actually play out the Gravelings. I mean, we'll crown away the Graveling here, and that could definitely do it. But in reality, Soul Harvest is actually pretty playable here. It's only going to be maybe like a 10. That's still pretty good. 10 damage, 3 cards. It's quite good if you get it to 12. 12 damage, 3 cards. Interesting. If you're running Rock, does Blood Rush come out? Oh yeah, I would think it does. Although maybe not, because you could Blood Rush. No, but then you draw 2, right? I was thinking you could Blood Rush, have 2 floating, and then just like Tunic Rock for 9. But that doesn't work because you drew 2. So maybe you run Blood Rush in Rock if you pitch stack it to actually guarantee draw double barraging off of Blood Rush. Okay, like no joke. One of the beauties of Rhinar, one of the most beautiful things you can do in Brute is pitch stack Intimidates and kind of like set up a non-game state where your opponent just can't interact and you win. And Rock actually kind of goes hand in hand with that, right? You can set up now, if you're like a purely defensive first cycle, cheat in some damage here and there, but you could actually set up Blood Rush, blue, discard, draw double Intim, Rhinar Intims anyway off the discard, double barraging into Rock off Tunic. Now you're looking at 9 plus potentially 8, 17. Freaking nuts. Freaking nuts. Okay, this actually got a lot scarier because I wanted to block with this, but we are going to block with the Crown. First and foremost. I think we might as well block like this. Just in case he breaks the chain for any reason, we can get the extra block off Scabskins this turn. I don't think he would. But yeah, we can't turn off the barraging. It's a big deal. He got a free 4 damage out of this. Okay, we drew an Endless Maw. That's pretty good. That's actually quite fantastic for the Rouse turn. The Rouse turn is going to be quite a lot of damage. Yeah, he can't deal 9 off the last 2 at least, but I don't want to go to 2 because then it's reckless range, right? But yeah, this is pretty juicy. If we do get to keep this hand, then we Rouse, reveal here, pitch Endless with the other blue. All of a sudden, our turn is 16 damage Arsenal Graveling, and he's at 1 with 1 armor left. That is just game. Is that much better than romping in that exact scenario? Probably not, because... Oh, 10? Jeez. Okay, well, actually, it's warranted to get a little scared from here on out. We can't block with this, because this is our way to turn off Blood Debt. So we take 7, we go to 2, and then it's just Reckless, ends the game. So the only other thing we could do is actually block with Endless. Play out the Deadwood, hope to hit the discard. Turn off Blood Debt. Because we can just stall until our own Reckless comes through, and we do win. I don't want to go to 2, because that's just instant loss versus Brute. So I do have to do it this way. But then we're living off of the Deadwood discard. It was very scary. Alright, we did discard. Nice. Which one's our graveyard? Our graveyard is the blue, right? Okay, good. So we can turn off Blood Debt. Thank God. What do we even discard? Mark the Beast. Okay. Yeah, there's no reason to just die to Reckless there. I mean, this was at least a 50-50, which is probably better odds than him drawing Reckless here, but at least... I mean, it also such a feels bad to lose to Reckless. I just don't want that to be what happens. I'd rather feel bad to missing on the discard and just be like, okay, well, it was like a Levia gamble, and we took it and we lost. Because at least that puts the pressure on our deck actually doing what it's supposed to, rather than his deck just getting lucky. Yeah, not like this is a good breakpoint though. It's unfortunate. But we have another block here. As long as we can keep doing this, we will eventually win through Reckless. Okay, he doesn't want to swing. He respects Reckless now. Well, that is just going to be kind of game over for him, because we will overpresent. He's at 1. Like, he can't do this. We have too many breakpoints. Like, just right now, we have the breakpoint coming in. For an example. Go again, banish. Banish. Okay, yeah, so we definitely just win here, because we get to go this, and then we swing big for 8. And it should be over. I kind of don't want to do that, because we lose the Arsenal card. Whereas instead, we could just Boneyard. Okay, let's see it. Defense react, it looks like. Sure. Okay, he goes to... Oh, he stays at 1, rather. Okay, he blocked the full 7. So this would have to be another defense reaction for him to survive the swing big. So actually, I think we are safe to do this. If he had blocked with Tunic, then maybe I just swing the Boneyard and Arsenal instead. Does he have the extra defense reaction, though? Let's see it. Reckless. Okay. Well, see? That's why. That's why we didn't go to 2. We knew that kind of thing was coming. Now we have our Reckless, and we have another way to turn off Blood Debt, so we should be fine. So we can be... So we already know that he's not going to swing. He already skipped the turn with him swinging when we had Reckless. So we should just go for the actual game end. We should do that rather than actually try to win through Reckless. Because we have enough damage to do it. So we're going to roll Scabs. Because we might be able to hit the +1 on Art of War. We rolled a 4. Beautiful. So now we are actually free to buff. And we even drew a Blood Rush. Okay, so Blood Debt's already off, so we can do that. Nice. And now we win. We knew we had enough damage in the deck. We're not trying to just like play for our own Reckless. It's just something he needs to be cognizant of. So, this shall be the game. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Hey, how can you attack with the new brute weapon? Someone please help. Okay, so I actually went over all that in the beginning of the video. If you scroll back to the beginning, I went over all the ways that you can use it. GG's. GG's. I went over all the ways you could use it, because that was definitely a question I had at first as well. So if you scroll back to the very beginning, you should see that. If you want to just come back later, I add timestamps as soon as the stream is over, so you can go back and just, you know, click directly on it in like maybe 30 minutes. But yes, or just ask the chat. Oh, did I talk about the FedEx update? I did not. I did not talk about the FedEx update. And the FedEx update is both good and bad news. Both good and bad news. So the bad news with the FedEx update is they confirmed that it is legitimately lost. They called the drivers, they called the warehouse, they did everything. They did everything that I was pushing them to do. So granted, good job on you, FedEx. You actually did it. But they can't find it. So they confirmed, you know what? It is lost. They also confirmed, this is the good news, that because it's lost, they will pay the claim out. They will. They confirmed they will pay the claim out. Not just delay like they were doing before. So they will pay the claim out. Now the issue is they can't pay the claim directly to me because I am not the FedEx customer in this scenario. I am the receiver of this transaction. Like someone else paid FedEx to do this job, right? And FedEx failed. And so FedEx has to pay them the money, and then they pay me the money. I don't know why. That's just how it goes. So the issue I'm running into now is it's been a week since I contacted the shippers, which in this case is the airport, with this information and told them, okay, FedEx is ready to move ahead. Please, for the love of God, like, fill out the paperwork you need to, get me the claim money, because I'm not really keen to fight this. I don't want to do whole like reparations lawsuit thing. It's a lot of work. If I can just get what it's worth and then also maybe reach out to some fab contacts I know and maybe refill some of my collection for like cheap or something, like that'll just be fine. Fuck it, whatever. But the airport has not responded to me in a week, and I called them yesterday, and same deal. They said that the people who like would be able to talk to me about this weren't in, and I was like, well, when did they come in? They're like, oh, they were in yesterday. So it's like, what am I supposed to do? Like, I've sent multiple emails, I've called them multiple times, and they're just taking their damn time with it. So eventually there will be finally an end to the saga, and it should be a happy ending, in that I at least get the money that everything's worth. But I really would hope that it happens soon, because I need to like replace all my camera stuff in time for Worlds, in time for SEGCon, like right after. Anyway, so it's good news from FedEx, horrible news for everyone else involved in actually helping the FedEx case resolve. So annoying. So annoying. Okay. So it is almost 3. Perfect. We got a lot of time. Do we still play Levia? I just like don't have anything else I care about playing. Maybe we just play some Blitz for the next hour. Is that exciting? Is that fun? I don't know. An hour of Blitz games might be like 10 games. Who knows? KO and Blitz? No, because I legitimately don't play enough Blitz to just like waste the time I do have memeing around. The Blitz portions, I really do need to, to take in the feedback I'm getting, like, soak in everything I'm learning from these Blitz games, and at least make a decision on what deck I want to play for Worlds, because I do have to play a Blitz deck at Worlds. Ados, gonna go shoot you some links. Oh, thank you. So I do need to like actually care a bit more about Blitz. I feel very comfortable in CC, but I don't even know if I'll play Levia in Blitz. I don't quite know. Let's see if this is still open though. Nope. Competitive Blitz? Sure. Like from what I've played, Levia actually tends to roast Iyslander, and that feels pretty good. The issue is quite literally this matchup. This matchup is actually awful. Levia versus Chane. Like, this is going to be horrible. And I'm not keen on playing against Chanes, because the secret's out. Like, everyone knows Chane is good. Everyone is aware that Chane is quite good. And I don't want to play against it a lot, because the matchup is miserable. Oh, wait a second. What list is this? Oh, I don't think this is a real list. Uh-oh. Why is Deep Rooted Evil in here? Alright, I don't know what link I hit, but this definitely ain't it. Alright, we're going to overpitch, though. Get closer to our Blood Rush. That's all we need. Alright, don't run this card. I think this was something I was experimenting with. Just the one of Deep Rooted, one of Shadow. Yeah. I wouldn't actually run this. It was an experiment. Uh-oh. And we're facing Chane with it. At least we drew it turn 1. At least. Oh, okay. This is good. This is kind of one of those situations where we probably just husk right now in Blood Rush and just try to get ahead. The only way you beat this matchup is quite literally this type of draw. Is you just need to have like 2 good turns early to actually force him to start blocking. Because if not, he has such insane equipment, and he will ramp up to, shackles by like turn 3 that are like a little too threatening for Blitz. So the other scary part is he can always just neg your Husk immediately because of Revel. That is always super scary. So you tend to just use Husk immediately. We'll protect a little bit of HP, cycle out the Graveling. Graveling's not good. We want to block with this kind of card. not have it in Arsenal. Something I learned is that chains on Talishar are never as good as Ethan O. Alright, not to rub Ethan O the wrong way, but I have never actually run into a game where I really saw something like above normal. Like every chain game we play lasts about 3 turns, and he either drew Revel or he drew Art of War. And so I just can't get a read. I really liked him playing Viserai. I definitely saw enough skill expression when he was on Viserai. But every time I play against him with Chane, I don't see anything special. I literally just see him play good cards. That's it. That's literally it. Yep, so we immediately Husk. Goodbye, Husk. And then he comes in for 5 with the Shadow of Ursa. And he will get to Rosetta after the fact. What insane damage he just drew. Alright, so we don't need this card. We don't need this card. But do we care about the 3 life? Or if we keep this card, it basically guarantees that we do get to reset an Arsenal there. I think I'm more keen to do that. We'll take this damage right here. We'll do it. We'll even block with hooves, because if there is a way we do play this, it's off the back of like a hooves blood rush turn, which is pretty insane. Those turns are pretty insane. Oh, nice. We drew all reds. All right, well, we don't get to play this game. We can try to draw an extra color card with Wild Ride. We can pretend that goes well. We can pretend. Nope. There went another red. All right, well, this game was, you know, it was fun. We got to play 1 turn of it. And that's that. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Nice. I really enjoy the fact that the game is basically over. Blitz. Blitz, Blitz, Blitz. We can't even pretend like this is relevant damage because he has Husk and all this equipment. If no block, would you use gloves to use swing? We'll see how he blocks on equipment here, but pumping swing big to 12 definitely could be worth it. Definitely could be worth it. What I like the Goliath for, though, is to use with your dominates and just end the game with them being like a little bit high. They don't really expect it because they're trying to play around being at 2 life because of Reckless, but then if you Goliath on a dominate, they die from quite a bit earlier. Okay, so they definitely blocked with a chump card here, so we're free to swing big without having a Goliath because they can block 8 on this, but I doubt they want to block with a whole another card here. We even take a Blood Debt off this. It's so bad. It's so bad. Blitz moment, baby. Oh, yeah. Blitz moment. And the ratio of blues in Blitz is actually higher than in CC. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's 18 blues. Or wait, no, did I count that right? No, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. With 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 yellows. So it's 10 blues, 11 yellows. We saw none of them. So yeah, it's nice. It's pretty dope. Rocking, rise up. Hell yeah. I'm keen. Oh, okay. Alright, alright. If last Blood Rush sucked, maybe this Blood Rush is playable. Let's see it. Please, please, please. Did he hit on... Oh yeah, of course, he actually hit Ghostly Visit. Or is that from hand? No, it's not from hand. The one is the... Oh, the Plunder Run is what he banished. Okay, so, I mean, legitimately, we actually can pretend we win here. I don't like these odds. I don't like them at all. But we can pretend. Maybe. Oh, here comes another Creeper's Use. Is it a Revel? Oh. Nope, it's Plunder Run. Oh yeah, Revel wouldn't be procced anyway, because he didn't actually play the Plunder Run, it was banished. Plunder, okay, cool. Yeah, nice interaction. He draws a card. Sweet. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Now it can be a revel. Now it could be a revel. You know the Rhinar that I was playing against? Yeah, he was cool. My whole server of Fab Friends is trying to break rock right now. Yeah, it's a great card. It's that perfect kind of card where, you know, it's not so obviously good that people just accept it for being nuts. But it is a card that has potential. You've got to make it work. You got to put some effort into it. You got to build the deck right. But it's pretty exciting. All right, well, this sucks because we now have to block with a card from hand. And it'll be a little inefficient as well. Cool. There goes our Hungering Slaughter Beast. Uh-huh. Alright, draw a blue and a Boneyard and we're in the game. Okay, that's actually allowed. That sequence is allowed. We have 3 misses. But I think, you know, we're in a spot to kind of just have to use it. Oy, oy, oy. Here we go, baby. 13. Yet he still has 1, 2, 3, 4 armor. It's wonderful. All he has to do is swing with Rosetta, and I lose. I mean, I was saying how bad this matchup is, and this was quite literally a game where we drew Blood Rush into Blood Rush, and it's still not good. That's just how it looks. That is just how it looks. I mean, maybe if if wizards aren't as prevalent at Worlds, maybe there's the right kind of like control Levia deck again, where you can actually mainboard defense reactions and not hate your life. Especially if the Icelanders are more battle wizards, then maybe you can run D-reacts. I would love to just fatigue out a Chane. It's so juicy. But you can't do it with Blood Debt Levia. It's not possible. If they run invert, you just instant lose anyway. Alright, 13 Jesus. Oh, calm down, dude. You literally creepers into plunder. You know that kind of interaction's busted. Chill. And we totally whiffed our first Blood Rush as well, so can't complain too much. Alright, can't complain too much. Now if he goes to 2 and then we draw Reckless and win, that will be some justice. I would love that. Because at this point we've seen an extra 5 cards because we drew and discarded off Wild Ride and drew another 4 off of Blood Rush. So in a way, we're 1 hand deeper, and I do run double Reckless and Blitz. So, maybe it happens. Now the good news is, every way he's trying to block, he still dies. This is still 6 damage, so he does have to give us 1 more card. It does have to happen. But we're at 2, so, you know, a 2-card hand is probably still death, because it's probably just an attack with Soul Shackle, Rosetta. That's still a bit too much for us to handle. Rock makes me giggle, because it opens up brute equipment and weapons to be nearly anything. Can't wait for the brute shield, which is literal dead guy. Oh, that is fantastic. Oh my god. Alright, he went to 2. He went to 2. Let's just draw Reckless. And we didn't draw Reckless. Nice. Okay, but now if we somehow survive and we just pulping and hits the dominate, we do win as well. So, is it possible? Oh, I didn't even think about the fact that he had Karen Husk here, so he had to go to 2. He couldn't go to 1. Interesting. Oh, maybe we win. Maybe we win. I'm not gonna bank on it, but it'd be cool. That is hilarious, though. Just... You got a rock for your weapon, your shield is just like a dead warrior. Just poor Bolton, a corpse that you're dragging along. Or no, wouldn't it be, who was it? It was like Hala or whatever, Hala Golden Vein. Who was the mentor of Dorinthia that died in that lore story? Was it Hala or Minerva? So I don't know. Okay, so we're not dead. And we're literally living on this dominate. We're living or dying on this dominate. This doesn't even turn off blood debt. So it's quite literally... Okay, dominate. Did we win? Did we actually win? Did we do it? Have we done it? Whoa. I think we might have. Now, if he has invert existence, we lose. I don't know if they actually run that. Maybe they run like a one of. All right, I won. GG's. All right, never mind, never mind. It's Blitz, it's Blitz, it's Blitz. I forgot. It's Blitz, it's Blitz. Okay, it's Blitz. I can't say we ever lose. Because it is a 4-turn format. So I should actually get to turn 4 and then decide whether we win or lose. Sheesh, I'm too impatient. I'm too impatient. God, I hate that matchup though. It is so miserable. Oh, not competitive CC. Oops. Blitz. Competitive Blitz. Worlds. Nope, aggro. This one. Sheesh. In Blitz, anything can happen. Yeah. That's what we learned. Now, to be fair, he never played a Revel and he never played an Art of War. And I did play 2 Blood Rushes and it was still that bad for us. So, you know? Can't be too excited ever about that. Yes, we might have won, but I can't get cocky about it. Now, like our own high rolls that we didn't see would have been like drawing Reckless there. Would have been nuts. Drawing Nourishing turn 1 would have been nuts. Hello. Hi. Oy. This is actually more of a Scabs matchup. I don't know. Our Iras tend to be a little bit more control, maybe. And dominates with Goliath aren't that relevant. I'm fine with this. We'll actually try the gamblers against him. We'll try it. Oh, God. Why? Oh, this is awful. This is awful. Not only do we double draw Blood Rush, but what this really means is we either block with one or we're pitching the other one to the bottom. And if we do that, then we just don't see double Blood Rush this game. Just won't be what we draw. I doubt it will go that long. Also, Mark the Beast is like not a real card to block with. Oh, Lord. Oh, my God. Oh, Blitz. How frustrating you are. How frustrating you are. It just hurts so much to play Blitz and see hands like this and like start conceding mentally, whether it's true or not, right? Like that's just what it feels like. Is the feel bad moments in Blitz are exacerbated like times 10. They're just so frustrating. Because like what do we do? We just lose this. We lose double Blood Rush in theory. I mean, we can block with like one more, I guess. Oh, God. So you're gonna take Levine to the Blitz part of Worlds? No. I don't want to. She has way too many feel bad moments in Blitz. Like if you high roll, but like look at this. It's just this is unplayable. She's just too fragile. Personally. Too fragile. Like if you high roll, I'd still rather play Rhinar, right? So this has go again. Oh, wonderful. So I do have to block it, otherwise we'd be losing Husk. So I guess in theory I could block with Crown instead and save one, but then we're still blocking with the other, so I'd rather try to keep this to play it. Oh, this is great. This is great. Yeah, I would way rather play Blitz Rhinar. Alright, so we go to 15, turn 0. Wonderful. We also lost a Blood Rush. Wonderful. Feels good. Alright, but we found Beast Within. Maybe the high roll is possible. Ooh, nice. We didn't even lose Husk. I was legitimately scared of that. I was actually scared. Now, we didn't draw resource cards, so that sucks. But our curve still works in that we can pay for Claw, pitch for Graveling, Arsenal Endless. I don't hate that. That is a 19 damage Blood Rush, but we're at 14. Flick Flack. Oh, wonderful. He drew the best card into our Blood Rush turn. Nice. Oh, yeah, look at that. Fantastic. It's our only good card left in the deck, and we're going to deal, like, maybe 3 damage with it. Solid. No, it's not that Levia takes too many turns to wind up and blitz. Like, I don't think that's true at all. You can play her to be very aggressive from the get-go. Like, which is how this deck was built. Yes, there you go. That's English. The issue just is there are so many feel-bad moments in Levia that another deck can also struggle, right? When they draw kind of a potato hand, from another deck's point of view, they're like, oh man, this sucks. Like, you know, maybe I don't get to recover. But Levia draws a potato hand, and you realize, holy shit, like, I think the game's, like, actually over. You don't really get a safety net to recover. Taking even 1 point of blood debt from some awkward early turn is just game over. The margins are so tight in Blitz. And she did have a really bad wizard matchup, and that being gone definitely feels great. I'm very happy that I don't have to worry about that anymore. But it doesn't really matter. Like, any matchup can feel awful, it just depends how you draw. In CC, you at least have enough time. You have enough life buffer to let your bad hands be bad and let your good hands be amazing. But in Blitz, if your bad hands come up first, you just don't do anything special. Because the game's just too short. We rolled a 2. So, this sucks. Well, Beast Within does nothing now because we don't have the other Blood Rush left. But we might as well keep it just in case of a, like, Wild Rider Pulping. Those, at least at random, could turn it off. We also banished No Misses, so that's now a threat if we block with Crown next turn. What was the FedEx Saga update? Potatoes. Want to test to play a game. I'm also testing a deck. I'm just kind of letting it be random, Ryan. If we match up, we match up. You can, if you, like, host a lobby and say my name in it, and I'm free, I'll jump in. But I'm not trying to coordinate anything. Okay, well, this is wrong. Like, honestly, on their end, seeing how the Blood Rushes disappeared, they should just block out, and I will eventually lose. I will not be able to deal enough damage. Even if they just keep 1 blue on a hand like that, my Husk is under threat, right? So, oh god, this is miserable. I'm legitimately gonna play this so greedy, it's all I can do. They can end their turn here and Husk is gone. And if they do it, good for them. If they do that, good for them. What was the FedEx Saga update, Shamir? Okay, so there's, like, some good news and bad news. Good news is... Alright, so now if we want to actually play less greedy, we Husk on this, but honestly, whatever. I'm willing to lose Husk to make them card inefficient. Screw it. Screw it. We need the greed, because we're out of Blood Rush. We are out of the Blood Rush. Okay, so the good news is... Oh, Jesus. And of course, their hand is tiny. Alright, well, now I'm not going to be that greedy. We'll just get rid of it. Whatever. 2 card inefficient isn't enough for me. I wanted them to be 3 cards inefficient. I would have been okay with that. Watch this now be a snatch or something. Be wonderful. Be lovely. It's an E-strike. Okay. It's an E-strike. Well, we're gonna eat it. Because our hand can be wild. It could. Could be a wild hand. Kicking off that wild ride, right? Maybe I shouldn't have blocked the Husk. Even 2 card inefficient on their end. Okay, he chose draw card. Alright, whatever. We're eating that 5. No biggie. He snaps it. Interesting. Off of a random draw? Oh, come on, dude. Don't tell me you high rolled into freaking snatch or something. Okay. Is it a CNC? Alright, I mean, that's fine. Get that out of here. Oh, well, that now sucks. This now sucks. Okay, well, we can try to just get... We can either play it safe or we can try to get lucky. Playing it safe would be to just start with Dread Screamer. Trying to get lucky would just be Wild Ride right now. But we're not going to do that. The other issue is we have exactly 3 misses, so... This could also just go entirely south by starting with Dread as well, so it's just kind of just no good solutions here. Not many solid options. It's unfortunate. Discarding Beast Within could also just kill us. Depends on that next card. Okay. Well, we'll start with this route. Alright, we did gain Go again. That's step 1 at least. Step 1 at least. Okay, so the FedEx update. I did finally yesterday called FedEx for like a freaking hour and just asked, talk to your manager, up, until I finally talked to someone who could tell me with clarity that they did try to call the driver, they did try to call the distribution center, and just couldn't find it. That was just it. They could not find the package. They tried everything, it's just gone. So, that was nice. Oh, okay. Well, at least we get to Claw. Honestly, fine with that. So that was finally nice. Got real closure on what happened. They admitted it's lost. Now, does that mean someone stole it? No idea. But they did try. And that's good news to me because from my perspective before, I didn't even know if they tried because no one could tell me whether or not they actually had called the people and gone to look for my bag, really. So that was nice. That was nice. But then issue became that they can't pay out the claim, even though they want to. They have now conceded that the claim will get paid out. They can't find it. All good. There's procedure for that. They'll pay out the claim. The issue with the claim, though, is they can't pay it to me. They can only pay it to the shipper because I am not the FedEx customer here. I'm just the recipient. So FedEx needs to pay it out to the airport. But they can't pay it out to the airport unless the airport actually gets back to them about this like waiver number or whatever the hell that they're missing. And the airport just like hasn't done it. It's been a week. I messaged them a week ago and asked for an update. There was just nothing. I called them again yesterday and just nothing. And so, yeah, it's like incredibly frustrating and messy because it's like, okay, they're ready to pay the money, then pay me the money, please. Like all right, we if it's Razor, it's Razor, whatever. Okay, it's not Razor, cool. Like I can't be the only one like trying to work and get my case heard. Like you guys need to help me out here. And the airport just like is radio silence. Like they're not getting back to me. And it's very frustrating. All right, so we live off the top of the deck again. Thing is though, if we can just continue staying alive long enough, then we can also win through Reckless here. Nice. Let's win through Reckless. I believe. Yeah, it's messy. It's so dumb. It's so dumb. And the worst part is that, like, yes, it's already been a month and a half. Yes, I missed going to SCGCon Dallas and streaming it because of this bullshit, which is very frustrating. But at least it's sounding like it's going to get resolved before Worlds. And that's a big deal because I did want to bring, you know, my gear to Worlds. And if they can pay it out in time, then ideally, right? Like that should be happening soon. Like they pay me out, I rebuy my gear, I can take all of it to Worlds, this, that, whatever. That's what should happen. Now, because of the airport, will I get my stuff back in time? No idea. No idea anymore. 5. Oh, hey, we can actually win this game, folks. It's possible. It's actually happening. We're just stalling until Reckless. And we actually come in with a breakpoint now, so we'll take 3 cards from him. Now, we don't have any more equipment, so that sucks. Oh, God, this is such a Blitz game. This is such a Blitz game. He had the most insane turn 0. We took 5. We lost a Blood Rush to it. But somehow we might actually win. Oh, and he has a Flick Flack. Okay, please draw Reckless this hand. Please. Nope. Oh, God, come on. Come on, game. You're not doing me any favors. This is insane. Alright, so now we just don't win anymore because we're under true Kodachi lock. Sad. Sad. Yeah, unless that's like another Flick Flack, but it wouldn't be because of how he blocked last turn. So, yeah, this will just be it. Yep, cool. Alright, well, he had the Flick Flack on the exact turn we threw a breakpoint, and we haven't seen Reckless in like the past 3 turns we've been stalling for it, so That is just game. Cool. Blitz is fun. Whee! Didn't help that we took 6 damage on turn 0. Oh, he played a sigil. Alright, nice, dude. Okay. We can go for another Blitz game. Competitive Blitz is fine. Did I want to change the deck? Nah. Have you tried playing The Rock? I can't, right? I would like to start experimenting. It'd be funny. But it's not allowed in any game mode, right? But I've thought about The Rock. I've thought about the decks that could use The Rock. And it's interesting. It's a funny one. I think there's a lot of combinations that start to work with The Rock. Yes, it's on the website. Wait, it's on Talishar. Whoa. How do you use it? Hi. Good luck, have fun. Okay, this is actually quite good. I haven't really played against Oldhim much ever in Blitz. Like, not even when he was really good. So I am interested to see how it goes. And on February to build a deck. Oh, wow. We can actually start tinkering with The Rock. Alright, I think that might be what we do tomorrow then. Because for now, it's brewing something and being done in like 40 minutes would be stretching it a bit. So I think we'll get to that tomorrow. But that is nice to know it's there. That's quite cool. You should, Jotrick, you should put my card on the website. Can you go ahead and put this on the website? I would love to I'd love to use it, please. I really want to. Okay. Well, we don't want to give him the swing big quicken. We don't. We do want to cycle out the reckless swing though, so it's a bit of a cycle on his end, but we don't hate it. We're gonna go ahead and swing like this. We give him the cycle, we stay impervious. Okay, he blocks with pulverize, that's good for us. That's a huge value card gone. Then we want to arsenal the Endless Maw. It's more relevant. And we drew Blood Rush. Okay. Wow. 3 games where like we just roll with Blood Rush so quickly. I hope Worlds would go this way. But even, like you saw, even drawing it early doesn't mean you actually win with it. Okay, so we don't need this card. It can't be a pummel, so we can take 5, go to 15. That sounds okay. All we need is the 1 card in graveyard to actually make the Blood Rush live, and even banishing the Deep-Rooted is going to be pretty cool. Alright, well, if he doesn't Ice React or Stalagmite, we actually have quite the turn here. Because this is Claw into Endless Maw. Now, will he Stalagmite or Ice React? Most definitely. If he does both at the same time, even worse. Because then all we can do is swing Claw. At least we don't have Blood Debt, though. So maybe I don't hate that. Maybe I don't hate that. Maybe we just swing Claw. No. We should still play out the Endless Maw here. It's too much damage. Issue being we just sent a Blood Rush to the bottom and it's actually next to some really bad cards. It's next to double Reckless Swing. So we're going to have to put the Reckless all the way over here. We're going to have to go Blood Rush, Wrecker, Reckless all the way at the end. Although to be fair, we might actually shuffle. When do I reveal my spoiler? November 1st. Is it good? It's very good. I am very impressed with this. The only issue is I'm trying to think about like where you really fit this into your deck space. And it's maybe a bit of a more like win more type of card. Maybe. And that'd be a little upsetting because it's definitely good, but like maybe you just don't need it to win. And if that's the case, then you know, who plays it? Okay. Well, we do want a wild ride, I guess. I guess we do. But Carrion Husk on this is so low value. We wish we had a blue so we could actually Dread Screamer into the Deep-Rooted. That'd be fantastic. I guess we Husk. That feels pretty bad. But we do need to make sure it actually lands or the wild ride doesn't work. And he could pummel it as well. If he pummels it, obviously terrified. Yeah, if he pummels it, we're having an issue. But, you know, we'll just do this. Okay, it's a red pummel. Well, good thing we at least husked. So now we definitely want to turn off Blood Debt. So our turn is just going to be the Dread Screamer. That's pretty weak. But it does turn off Blood Debt. Oh, but actually we don't have enough cards in graveyard. Oh, that's hilarious. That's hilarious. So we can't turn off Blood Debt. So all we can do is Wild Ride for 6 and discard a card because we can't even draw. Well, that sucks. So I guess instead we could try to roll Scabs and at least throw 6 with our claws. We did roll a 4. So we'll go for that. At least do that. It's a lot of sideboard options and I like that. No, it's not a sideboard card. You either run it because you're all in on this strategy or you don't. I think I would run it. Oh, wow. Hold on a second. Let me reread that. Yeah, no, I would definitely run this card. I would. I can't lie. I would run that card. A 3 of. For sure. Alright, we'll get this out of here. Just throw 6. Didn't we think a lot of the Everfest cards were also niche? Not really. Some of the Everfest cards were incredibly forced. They looked so good. Like, Everfest just, it was hot. E-Strike, what does he do? 7. Just, okay, he goes draw a card. Wow, people are really all in on this, like, E-Strike snaps play. I've seen a lot of decks play for that now. Well, once again, like, I want to pretend that we can just survive this. It's Blitz. I don't want to block. Here's the snaps. We go to 2. We can use this for a whale, unless it's like another 7. Grandeur. All right, buddy. Nope, I actually like this hand. The one thing we could sink is like the Mark of the Beast, but if we discard it, it's actually kind of cool. All right, this is our last large hand, and let's hope it's a good one. Nope. All right, it's probably the worst case discard. We discarded our blue 6. Yeah, it's almost worst case. Worst case would actually be the Hungering, and then he blocks with Stalagmite, and we can't turn off Blood Debt. That'd actually be worst case. At least we can turn off Blood Debt here. We just swing with the Hungering Arsenal Graveling. So that's okay. Alright, 7 is lethal. Maybe he goes to 2. He just throws equipment, goes to 2. Heck yeah, buddy. Be my guest. Be my guest. Nope. Too smart. Too smart. Oh, yikes. This is, looking very suspect. Well, our best play, I guess, is block here, roll Scabs, hit, Shadow Blasphemfet this, discard. Oh, okay, he's coming in for 8, so we actually don't get to make those choices. So in fact, we actually just die. We actually just die then, because he comes in for 8. And the only cards we can block with are these. And then we can't turn off Blood Debt. So, yeah, that was the game. It's very fun. I'm gonna love you, Blitz. Although, to be fair, this is not the build I would actually run. I was trying to see if 1 Shadow Blasphemfet and 1 Deep-Rooted actually did anything. I think with Oldhim's being more aggressive, the answer is, like, definitely no. Because it's a package you can sideboard for sure. GG's. It's a package you can sideboard for sure. But to try to just make it work as a 2-card slot in Blitz, I thought maybe was good enough. Because it's just 2 cards out of your deck. But no. No, no, no. Even against Oldhim, it's not worth it. So that means we also don't need to run the Yellow Dread Screamers. That was kind of the whole point of that package. Okay. Thoughts on Chane and Blitz? Busted. Insanely good. Insanely good. You ever looked at a hero and been like, man, he's got best in slot equipment across the board, and best in slot weapon, and on-demand go again, and can play Revel, and can play Art of War. Yeah, that, and can play Plunder Run, and can spellbound creepers in Plunder Run. Yeah, that's Chane. That's Chane and Blitz. Incredibly unfun to play against as Levia, because you never know if they're running invert or not, but if they run invert, you just never can win the matchup. It's literally impossible. And they have exact same armor, if not better, than you do with like their... Well, actually, they do just have better armor than you do with Husk plus their other amenities. And they have better high roll than you do as well, because their Art of War turns are pretty much uncapped. And their Soul Reaping is better than your Soul Harvest. So they have like an extra high roll card in their deck. And your good payoff card in Doomsday is just never live in that matchup. The game lasts like 3 or 4 turns. So. Oh, hey, Riku. Oh, that was you? Sweet. GG's. Iyslander's still really good in Blitz. Way better than I thought she'd be. Yeah. I mean, Brendan just won the PTI event with Iyslander. And it was like heavy Battle Mage centric. It had the snaps, all the zeros. It's good stuff. Okay, so we have 4 slots open again. 4 slots open again. Maybe we can pretend... The issue with trying for more like large hands, like adding the rouses in, is that you just don't get to keep that many large hands. Like that is just the reality. You can pretend. But you just don't get to keep that many. We could also go back to what I was really preferring. I was running Sigils, and it was just an extra early game card that was really good. But now Kano's not really a thing, so Sigil maybe isn't worth it either, because Sigil also helped counter the fact that you didn't love pitching into AB. So maybe it's not Sigil, but you can definitely bump up the blue count again. For me, I actually quite like adding this rounds on me in Blitz. It's just a little bit of extra greed and high roll. It also helps the 5 matchup. It's also graveyard fill. And I've had plenty of games where you go first and you just open this rounds, and good God, you feel that impact. It is huge. So I don't mind that as an extra blue. That's what I've been winning armories with. And the question is what to do in that next slot. Some people play the Art of War. Problem with Art of War is in Blitz, it's an extra non-block. And it is a large hand type of card, which, as we are realizing, you don't get many of in Blitz. But the problem is now you're starting to fall flat on what it could be then. It could be like Yellow Hungering. It could be some Barragings. Because a 0 for 4 is actually pretty impactful. We'll just add back the Art of War for now. And just see if that kind of just more standard Levia does anything. Oh, hi. Hi. Good luck, everyone. Do this. Oh, oops. Wait a second. This is an AB matchup. That's right. That's right. That's why we take all this. Ready. Beautiful. Have you played against the full control dash list? What, in CC? In CC, yes. Absolute auto win. Feels great. Levia gets over the top of any deck trying to block you out, and even just a little sprinkle of recursion just pulls an insane amount of weight. Okay, well, all red hand. At least we can swing in with swing big. Swing in with swing big. We'll probably end up eating some damage from her wand. That's unfortunate, but it is just how it is. Arsenal pulping feels pretty good. I'm gonna go back and watch the match now, but were the shields blocks all right? Yeah, the first shield block was very good. The second one was kind of irrelevant. But it's all right because you were definitely winning by the second time you blocked with shield regardless. I had nothing going my way. But the first block saved you 5 life, because otherwise I could claw in and then Endless Maw, because I had a yellow and a blue. All right, going with Crown already. Man, they really... Is this like the standard Iyslander thing? They just run aggro with their equipment? I could see it. If he has an E-Strike, I almost think he should just block around the E-Strike and get the Quicken token, but maybe not. Sinks and Blizzards. No. So he must be trying to sink the Blizzard. There's definitely no reason for him to play the Blizzard. Definitely no reason, right? You should undo that. You should undo that. Okay, does he actually mean to play the Blizzard? Maybe he's trying to cycle it out, but wouldn't you just sink it away? It doesn't have go again, buddy. I did a misplay where I could take some damage and win with the Fused Endless Winter, but I thought it was better to make sure I don't die to Reckless. Yeah, I mean, you can also at that point just, you know, block 2, return 2, because when we're at that state of blocks, most of the time I'm only returning 6 damage off 2 cards, or 9 if it's an Endless Maw, which is fantastic, right? As long as you within that parity that you're maintaining, just don't go to Reckless, you will just eventually win, because I will be the one that runs into more inconsistencies with that because of non-blocks in the deck than you will. So this hand's pretty good, because you can scale down pretty easily. Oh man, Hypothermia. You can scale down pretty easily and even just swing a weapon off a 1-card hand, whereas I cannot. I have to turn off Blood Debt. Man, why you got a Hypothermia here? It's so annoying. I don't even have Scab Skins. What do I do? I'm getting a phone call. It's a scam likely. All right, goodbye. Ooh, man. All right, so the best we could do, I guess, is just like try to get free damage with pulping with a dominate, but then we risk discarding Blood Rush, and I don't love that. Ooh, gross. Gross, gross, gross. So in that case, we could just pitch the Blood Rush to pulping, but I really want to play these kinds of cards. We could just play it for just 1 attack. We miss getting the Claw Swing in. Maybe that's not so bad though. Maybe that's okay. We could get it with a dominate here. I'm actually more interested in to see if that works out. We obviously missed the Claw Swing, but just squeaking in damage through a dominate here and making his large hand hopefully be inefficient could work. Could work. And with the extra resources, we can play into, you know, blocking some of this arcane damage. Sounds good. Yeah, I'm in the League of Live if you want to shoot me a DM and do some matches. Oh, against Oldhim and Blitz? That'd be kind of cool. Alright, we just got 3 Frostbites. How much do we want to bank on actually drawing a blue? I really hope so. If we don't, this plan gets a lot worse. I think we're safe to at least soak 2 of it. It is hard to tell. I can get greedy with it, I think. I'm gonna soak 1. Or I can't get greedy with it, rather. I'm gonna soak 1. 1, 1, 1. Just 1. We'll take 2 damage. That's alright. And let's see the draw. Oh, we drew all reds. Oh, that's wonderful. Ooh, yikes. Yikes, yikes, yikes. So this now costs 4, which we don't have. This now costs 5, which we definitely don't have. So if we Barkbone for resources, we'd have to pitch in 2. Well, that sucks, but it's going to be what we have to do here. Let's see what we roll. Hopefully a 4 or a 5. We rolled a 4. Okay, this is good. So we can go ahead and get the pulping out. Push a dominate. We lost 1 life, granted, because in this matchup that could actually block pretty easily. We did hit the dominate. We can throw this in Arsenal. Okay. So actually the Hypothermia scared us off of like a big Blood Rush anyway, and then he committed even more interruption on a turn that was already pretty bad. So I don't hate that. Like, that Blood Rush is never going to line up the way we wanted to anyway, and we double drew on it. We double drew reds on it anyway. So I don't mind. And he took it. He did take it. Cool. Arsenal. Okay. Throws a Wounded Bull for 8. We have a pretty darn good return. 2 card hand for 9. Very good. Actually, probably should have blocked with the hooves just in case we use it aggressively before he can attack again. Alright. Yeah, I guess this deck can't really block that well. There's a lot of 2 blocks in the attack base and in the ice base, and some non-blocks. So even using a Blood Rush for just a +2 might be worth it, just regardless of the board state. But the reason I'm taking 1 Lantern, 1 Claw is because I assume that most of the time you just don't get to swing with a 2nd Claw. Like, it's just not what's going to happen in the matchup. It shouldn't happen, right? Like, they are going to do everything they can to interrupt your resource space on a go wide turn like that. So I prefer to put the Null Rune in this piece rather than in the arm piece, because Goliath is just +2, whereas the 2nd Claw might just not give you any damage. And I think most of the time just doesn't give you damage. Okay, so we can just throw the Endless Maw at them. So we can go ahead and soak in here. And I'll put the... I mean, it doesn't super matter. We're paying through it all anyway. I'm in for 9 again. No rock gaming? No, I actually didn't know that was possible, but we'll try that tomorrow. That's a good idea for tomorrow. Spend some time brewing. I was not ready to just, like, start playing rock. Definitely wasn't. But apparently we can. Apparently that is allowed. So we'll try that tomorrow. Alright, let's see. Do we hit the Beast Within? Does he have a defense reaction? So many questions. Okay, he's responding on top. That's fine. We will just eat this damage. We are very safe. Deep Blue and Blitz for an easy rock swing. Oh yeah, and Blitz in Clash, right? Because in Clash, there is no cap on the weapon rarity. So you can run all those majestic weapons. Pretty insane, these aggro mirrors. Yeah, does Iyslander count as aggro now? Maybe she does. But yeah, that's Blitz for you. It's who can keep hands that deal more damage. Quite literally the game. Because they even pushed Oldhim away from being like a true control deck in Blitz. It's kind of funny. Alright, so we ended up with a Frostbite, but we can still swing with the Hungering here. I don't love doing that though. Graveyard looks like that. Maybe I should have Goliath just to make sure the damage lands, because that is our last pulping. We don't have another Dominate in the deck. Yeah, I probably should have done that first, but it would have given him a window. It kind of ends up being the same, though. Could also just swing a Claw, but that gives him room to Arsenal, so no, we will do this. Actually, Goliath there was probably still fine, because he can't block the 9 off 2 cards, so it would have been damage that guaranteed lands. Wouldn't have been game unless there's like non-block in there or two blocks. But actually, that was worth it. That was worth it. Yeah, see, Goliath would have been game there. So it should have been Goliath. Okay, we learn. We learn. And we draw into a Blood Rush when he has no Arsenal, so this should just be game, though. Again, there's a lot of things that can be game. Here's another one. Here's another flavor of game. GG's. GG's. Cool. Well, that was kind of a longer Blitz game. Bit of a longer Blitz game. I was talking CC, the power creep. Yeah, everything is aggro in Blitz. Goliath there drops in at least 2. Yes, yes, yes. Goliath was right. I literally just talked myself out of it because of Dominate not being in the deck anymore, but actually it was still very live that turn. Like very, very live that turn. But you would have to have 3 floating with 0 cards in hand to play rock, right? You couldn't have no cards in hand to play for it when you activate it. Correct. Yes. So, if you look at the beginning of the stream, I went over all the ways you can play rock. There's a lot of ways that actually come up pretty easily. Like the best one, right? Best case scenario. And honestly, one that will come up the most is Rolling Thunder. Check this out. So you've got Rolling Thunder, which costs 1. So you pitch a blue for it. You play your Rolling Thunder. Let's pretend you get a 6. Let's pretend you get +1 from Skull Crushers. That's +7 now from Rolling Thunder. And then you spend Tunic, which Tunic then gives you a resource. Now you have 3 floating. And then you Rock, which I don't know if it's in here yet. I guess it's not in here yet. But, ooh, look, there you go. That's a 14 damage hand. All right, it's not in here. 14 damage, 2 cards with Tunic. That's pretty insane. Pretty nuts. I can't wait to actually have that come up. Because that's quite good. That is quite good. Only on February. Oh, yeah. Sorry, I should have used them. I always flip-flop. Tunic, Epots, Deep Blue, all the easy ways. Yep, all the easy ways. All right. Yeah, FabDB, little lagging. That's all right. February has it. We can pull it up. I'm sure we've all been ogling at it all day, though. I definitely have. Look at this wonderful thing. Rock. It is so funny. Oh, God. Actually, it is quite beautiful. I love that it's got, little minimalist stonework going on here. It looks not quite like a Easter Island head or something, but, maybe, still alludes to, I guess, kind of a brute face more than anything, because the chin's so large with the teeth up here. I guess it's more like a brute head than a human head, which is cool, because I imagine the brutes were the ones that made it. Looks kind of like a kettlebell. Yeah, also that, but you gotta imagine this is huge. If you look at the framing, like that's a mask on the wall, like some kind of human mask. And yes, there's distance there, but you gotta imagine this is massive, right? It's gotta be. I mean, a brute hand grips it here and here, and a brute hand is probably like an extra, I don't know, 2 inches bigger than a human hand. So it's gotta be big. It's gotta be big. Swing first, think later also works. Yes. Yeah, there's a lot of the 1-cost starters, for sure. All with Tunic work beautifully. But then, hold up a second. Wizard has the built-in rock counter because they can sap your Tunic resource. Holy mother. They planned for this. This card counters the rock meta. It's nuts. Energy counter just pulls it right off. No longer can you get your Rolling Thunder hands for 14. Damn, that is smart. LSS is future-proof in the game already. Okay, we can play one more game, probably. I was waiting for Ryan to pop up a game, but it looks like he's not here. Jump into one more. Only got an AB1 for it not to drain? Really? If this deals more than 3. No, because they can just pump it. Well, I guess they probably don't want to because it costs 0. But in theory, they could pump it to 4. With Crucible. No, I mean, I'm not serious about this card actually doing much. Okay, we got a Phi. Alright, this matchup is like basically a 2-turn game. But that's alright. Alright. Oops. Actually, in this matchup, we take the Scabskins plus Goliath. Oh, it's Tomultai. Is that Jason Lai out of New Zealand? I don't know what his username is, but he normally goes by Tomulai. Oh boy. Yeah, I just don't think Levi is like dynamic enough in Blitz to really be the deck I want to take. Because so much of it is just reliant on seeing a Blood Rush early enough that you can actually keep your hand for it. Because in CC, you might have a slow start, but you'll ramp up into your very overstated hands and actually find a spot to get Blood Rush to seal your tempo, and then you can play into another one, play into another Art of War. Like, you have all the life buffer to actually make those choices. But in CC, or in Blitz, you have like 2 turns to really keep the big hands. So either this kind of build just straight doesn't work, or yeah, like either you can't really build for large hands in Levia, which is what I used to play. I used to play like a 2-card Levia deck, 2-card hand Levia deck that I want to skirmish with, and I did actually like that build a lot. I might have to go back to it because it is a better Blitz build. I think it's quite different, but for Blitz, like you need to be comfortable blocking. You can have your high roll in there with Blood Rush, but all your other hands should speak more to small cards. Was my experience. So I could go back to that kind of build. Liked it a lot. Pietro won a skirmish with it as well. If Pietro's still in here, he also won a skirmish with that kind of build. It's pretty good. All right, well, we're gonna leak some damage, but we can get them right back. We can deal 2. I actually love it when they swing in like that, and I get a reckless swing off, because I run 2 in Blitz, at least in this version, and getting one out. Oh my god, and it's a snatch. All right, buddy, calm the F down. Oh, Lord. Well, Fi had a great opener. He's going to eat our crown here, but we also have a decent turn. Yeah, I mean, once again, we're just going to play out a Blood Rush, I guess. Okay, did we play out another Blood Rush? Jesus Christ. I'm going to do it. Oh, we hit the blue, though. All right, this is going to go terribly. Oh, never mind. We double drew blue. We are good at the game. We are actually very good at this game. Never mind. I take it all back. Levi's busted. Player this way every game. Don't listen to any of my complaints. Easy game. You just draw like this, right? It's just how you draw. Pretty nuts. Just draw like this. Oh, Lord. Oh, Blitz, why are you like this? Because this isn't fun for either of us. It is just not. There's no way. He can't enjoy facing down double Blood Rush on my turn 1 to be slapped with freaking 24 damage. Like, that's not fair. Jesus Christ. Oh, do I Goliath? God, I always forget about Goliath. Yes, I probably should have Goliath. Oh, God, whatever. Whatever. If we draw a pulping, I'll just Goliath the pulping and win. Through dominate. I always forget about Goliath. I hold it because in my head I run Writhing Beastalk, but actually I don't run Writhing Beastalk with this list. That's my bad. It should have been Goliath, because why not? It pushes him to the point where like a Reckless off the top could have just won the game. Because right now he takes 4, goes to 3. Reckless won't do it. We actually need to swing again, which, no, it's fine. Welp. Blitz. All right, well, he goes to 1 actually. So, or no, he went to 3 still. What am I saying? Okay, cool. Okay, it's a pulping turn. Look, what'd I say? We can just win now. We'll just win now. We got this. That's why we saved it, folks. Look at this. We're so good. Watch us miss the discard, though. That'd be embarrassing. Okay, it hit. All right, so that was a 2-turn game. Woohoo! Yay, 2 turns. Oh, we love Blitz. Woohoo! Yay, GG's. GG's. All right, we played 2 turns. Oh my god, dude. What is this? So freaking dumb. All right, let's join one more. I didn't expect that. Okay, let's another Chane. All right, we deserve a loss against the Chane. Wait, I haven't updated the wins. Honestly, should I even count Blitz? Blitz is a shit show. I'm not gonna count the Blitz wins. I don't even remember what happened. What is it? 3? What is it? 2-2? Is it 2-2? I'll just update it as 2-2. Or is it 3-2? I feel like it's 3-2 actually, because there was that game. There was the loss versus Oldhim and Ira. There's the win versus Chane. Wasn't there one more win? Yeah, I think we'll put 7-2. Okay, so we'll still choose to go first in this matchup. Sweet. 3 minutes and 31 seconds. Hell yeah. Okay, look. We did it. This round's on me. The technology. This round's on me. The technology. Look at this. Oh, Nourishing Emptiness. The technology is here, folks. We have done it. We have done it. We are too good at this game. Look at that. Look what this rounds on me did. Gave me the dig. It's now going to -2 his entire turn. That Rosetta deals 0. Now, he's going to give me Carrion Husk, like, whatever. It's a 6-card hand from him. Sure. Sure it is. But we eat his equipment, and he has -2 on everything. So, I'll say that's fine. Now, this in Arsenal is trash. Okay, he goes to... Oh, see? Look. He goes down to 5 cards again. If we didn't have a Dominate attack, normally they block down to 4 like that on your turn 0 anyway. To be fair. Oh, yeah, double Revel turn? Yeah, that would suck. Oh, it's unhollowed for -2. Okay. So he still played the Howl with it though. Okay, so we've got our own 2-card hand here. The issue is I kind of want to just play Dread Screamer Swing Big. Kind of feeling it. I'm kind of feeling it. But we get blown out by so much still. Like if all we do is block with Crown, then we take 3-17, and then all he has to do is like play a Revel, and we lose our Husk. So unfortunately, like we do kind of just have to Husk. Like that's what's so dumb about this matchup. The threat of Revel just means Husk just goes away. Oh, he raises it anyway? Okay, that's actually totally fine. That is fine for us. He's not going to end up with an Arsenal. He swings Rosetta for just 2 damage. That's actually totally fine. Yep. Totally fine. We don't mind that at all. I will take that trade. I'll take that trade. Alright, now we actually do get the Swing Big Dread Screamer turn off. Guess we could also be less greedy about it and just cycle out Arsenal without making it a Crown play. But we're going to Crown no matter what, so we might as well leave that in there, right? Yeah, we might as well. We might as well. Okay. So actually, what this guy should have done was play Razor on the Rosetta. Because by using Husk there, Razor only dealt 2, basically. Whereas if he used it on the Rosetta, it would have dealt the full 3. So he just gave us full Husk value, which, you know, I appreciate. Alright, this is definitely a Crown turn. Hand's not very good. Hand is not very good. It's a Vexing. I imagine it has go again into Rosetta for just 2. Right? And if that's always what he does, then we just don't need to block this. And we'll just Crown the Rosetta. We Crown. Get the Arsenal out. It's a Wild Ride. Beautiful. God almighty. That is the perfect draw here. Hits Beast Within. We are off to the races. Sheesh. This is nuts. Alright. Maybe Levi is busted. I mean, because what are we doing? Are we really emulating like 6 rounds of Blitz? And in 6 rounds, we're going to go 4-2 with this kind of dumb high roll version. I mean, hey, if that's how Blitz plays, right? If that's how it plays, might as well. Might as well lean into it. Just have 6 rounds that are over collectively in about 30 minutes. Jesus. Yeah, 18 damage hand, reset Boneyard and Arsenal. Haven't even played a Blood Rush. That's pretty nuts. Oh shoot, my dad's calling. I need to pick that up. Well, no, I'll call him back in like 5 minutes. Stream will be over anyway. Oh, Lord. Alright, deck doesn't miss. We're hot on Levi again. What a roller coaster today has been. What a roller coaster today has been, but we are hot on Levi again. Can't deny. We even discard a Nourishing. Useless card right here. Useless card. We're going to turn on Hooves. I should have blocked with Hooves earlier. I'm bad. Actually, no. We don't want to turn on Hooves. We might as well get the block out of it. We can just go Claw, Boneyard, Arsenal, Graveling. Yeah. This is fine. 10 out of 10 Blitz deck. Thank you, Jotrick. If the mastermind behind Talishar GG's. If the mastermind behind Talishar is telling me I have a good deck, all right, he wants a rematch. That's fair. I will take this rematch because that was some bullshit. Okay, and now we're way slower. Now we see the faults of the deck shine through. So I definitely want to get this in graveyard. All right, hold on. Let me update the thing. That's 6 rounds of Blitz, and we went 4-2. And we don't even play this format. All right, it'll be the last game of the day, though, because I got to go. This is always a hard call, though. What would I rather in Arsenal? Probably the Dread Screamer over the Graveling, but we want to push with Graveling next to Hooves so rapidly. I think it's still better to do it this way. Dread in Arsenal is a bit better. A bit better. He goes in cycles 2 reds. Okay, I'm fine with that. Okay. We drew a Nourishing, which not great next to how this hand looks. If we had one more pitch card, we could actually do it where we pitch into Dread Screamer then Nourishing. No, I think it is probably going to be better to lead. No. We should crown. We want a resource card here. We want a resource card. Oh, that's not it. Ooh, yikes. That is rough. We're also still scared of a Revel this turn. He's going to get his Minnowism out, which now turns on. Okay, so we do just Husk. Gets the value. We just can't risk it, right? Because if we block this here, take 2, and then he like Revels into Rosetta Swing, this just bought us 0 life. So this is very rough for us, but we can still, you know, play this out, maybe draw blue. And our turn starts to come together again. And then it's Rosetta. So same deal. I don't want to use an entire card just to block the 2. Even though I can't do anything with those cards, they're discard fodder, and they might pay into something, so screw it. We're taking it. Paul, join the league. Thank you. I always get way too excited for that alert because I think it means a donation, but hey, never mind. Donations, they're very appreciated. I'm never going to shill for it, though. But I do get excited when I hear that. I'm like, ooh, maybe someone donated money. Lord knows I don't make any money. Let's see. That's not going to be defense react, so we are safer to lead with pulping. What does it discard? What does it discard? Discards a Nourishing. We drew a yellow. Okay, fine. This is a-okay. This is fine. We do get to throw another 6 at him, and then Arsenal Wild Ride. Decent. We don't love our spot at all. But, you know, this is what a normal Chane versus Levia game looks like for sure. This is much more normal. Manage our expectations. They can't all go like the last game. And that'll put us at 2-1 versus Chane on the day, which is better than I was saying. I was definitely ready to scoop every Chane game we saw today, but I think we'll end up 2-1 versus Chane. But, I mean, we still haven't seen Art of War or Revel out of him. As soon as we do, I'll be a lot more sad, for sure. Alright, takes the 6. Well, this is a 5-card hand. Yikes. And we're down to just 1 more armor block. Lovely. Oh, and we didn't draw our Blood Rush hand. So we pretty much know the game is over right now because we will not get to keep another hand that's live for Blood Rush. We just won't be able to. And so this is kind of our last hand to draw well enough. And we didn't. We just did not. He also played out a Red Plunder from Arsenal. So, yeah. It's going to be all she wrote for this kind of game. Yep. So the best thing we can do is pretend that we don't die from all this damage, which is very unlikely, and then throw back our own Wild Ride Claw Swing Big, which would be a 17 damage turn, which doesn't even threaten that much because he has 4 armor block left. But we have to pretend that he only blocks with these 2 plus like 1 card. He goes to 2, and then we get to Reckless Swing and kill him. So, because blocking doesn't do anything for our hand here, so pretty rough. Hooves of the Shadow Beast just may not be right. Oh, and it's a Razor Reflex. That's lovely. Hooves of the Shadow Beast is really to make every Graveling you see live. Like, it lets you just play Hungering Slaughter Beast, Graveling Growl, 14 damage turn, right? And it just hasn't come up. So maybe I would just rather Scabs. But there he goes. He drew Revel, and we instant lost, so GG's. That's about what you'd expect in the matchup. But no, it is 4 o'clock. I cannot rematch now. Cool. So, you know, that's normally how you expect a chain game to go. Just riding on the wall from turn 0, and you just tend to lose. So that's all right. That puts us at 8-3 on the day. Can't have a clean record, but we can at least have a clean CC record. One more time, I'm going to give this card a look, and then I got to sign off. But yes, you all will be very excited for this card. Levia players will be very excited for this card. Rhinar players? Actually, Rhinar players would also... Yes. It may be more of a Rhinar card. It's actually hard to tell. It's hard to tell until you actually see this on the table. It's not a KO card. Thank God. It's not Everfest, folks. It's not Everfest. But hey, that's good. It's good. This is nice to know. That is coming our way. But anyway, that'll be it for the stream today. And tomorrow we might do some rock brews because apparently that's possible, which is pretty cool. So, thanks for watching. Catch you tomorrow.